Hey everyone, this is Caleb from the Fresh Connerie Podcast. Thanks so much for tuning into episode 3, also known as the Pelee Island special. Just a disclaimer before we get into the video, our audio setup wasn't as formal as it usually is, just because we were recording on an island and we didn't have any service, and we weren't in our typical studio. So you'll notice some mic cracks and pops throughout the first hour, but after that, the quality should be back to normal. Also, a warning for you headphone users, there are some moments throughout the podcast where the sound gets a little bit loud, so just be wary of that. Now that that's out of the way, enjoy episode 3 of the Fresh Connerie Podcast, and don't forget to check out our TikTok for more highlights and clips of this episode.
Dude, because you never saw that part of the barn.
Yeah, you opened up my eyes.
The world that you've never seen.
Exactly, no, you opened up my eyes.
I show you the world.
That was incredible. I was smoking a cigar, staring at another man's piece of shit. It was probably the greatest experience.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think yesterday was the
That's
best
on
news
Toxic Masculinity,
100%.
folks.
Yeah.
Staring at shit. Couldn't even-
And that's on India
Women.
dissing us.
Was that? What? What is it?
I think it's a weird man thing.
Absolutely. Nick was like, hey, I took a poop over here, and then...
Whoa. Let's not twist.
Sorry,
Twist the story.
Everyone went to go see it. There was a pile of coffee grounds on the grass, and I walked away thinking, I am not one of the boys. This is not one
But
of
you
the
wanted to
boys.
see it just as much as everyone else did.
Exactly.
Well, you went to go see it after?
Deep
I
down.
went and saw it, and then I...
She came with us, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I was too
I'm
fucked on the
impressed,
cigars.
It looked like a bunch of coffee grounds.
That's what I heard. I'm like, that doesn't sound very impressive. That sounds concerning.
No, it was impressive.
Was it like a rabbit poo? Like, is that what we're talking here? It was not your morning dump. It was like the coffee made you shit a little bit extra that day.
I think they're all working. Yeah, they're all working, yeah.
Mm.
All right, welcome to Fresh Connerie. Well, this is the first time we've ever done an intro. We actually just go straight into the conversation, but I thought I'd just intro that. We're here at Golgama 2.0, as everybody wants to call it. Is this 3.0? No, your first place was your house.
2.0.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. We have a very interesting day today. I think we fucking...
Today might have been the worst day out of all the days here.
The girls had a great day.
Of course.
Girls had a
It's
phenomenal
degraded.
day.
What did you?
Next
Okay,
year-
what
next
did
year we're
what
gonna
did you
sit
guys
in the
do?
fucking garbage
Because
dump.
we cleaned dishes out of the
And
bathtub.
we didn't have to. We started off the day by taking a nice drive.
Uh-huh.
Got some wine.
Okay.
We then drove. We found a separate little private beach. Had a nice bonding moment. We saw the lighthouse. What else did we see? We saw the quarry. Yeah, we saw
Okay.
a Grand Canyon.
Okay.
Oh yeah, more shit y'all did.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me start this off. Let me start this off by explaining to you my worst day at this cottage. So it started off with spam and rice for breakfast.
Wait, okay, but it actually tasted good though.
It was good. It was good.
meal.
And,
It was great. It was
Wait,
excellent.
can you take me through your meal? What did you cook? What did you cook?
Hey, not yet. Just wait for it. Wait for it.
We have one more day.
Ready? There's a one more day. There's another day. There's another day.
We're cooking all day tomorrow. We're making fish tacos.
Exactly.
Oh, you gosh.
Yeah.
You're gonna make your pizza for lunch.
Yeah, pizzas for lunch, fish tacos for dinner.
Are you using shredded cheese? Or are you cutting the cheese that we got from the winery?
I can do whatever you want.
Oh.
Let's have cheese
I
on
want
the
you to-
winery on the table.
What?
It's gone.
You literally came and collected it.
I know, and then nobody picked up the box.
No, I like boxing.
Oh, so it
things.
just went
Staring
bad?
at it and be like, I don't want it anymore. Every time I go to
That cheese was
give
so
gifts,
good. That
yeah.
was so savvy.
No, it was very good.
White cheddar.
The
Wow.
cheese that you
I think the old white cheddar would have survived.
cheese that you
The extra old, but y'all
Yeah,
got
100%.
marble.
off the island.
Yeah, what was that all about? Why would you
That
get...
was the
I
exact
see you,
packaging
Sydney.
from the grocery store. They didn't even try to hide it.
In the grocery store.
They didn't try to
I
hide
go to
it.
Nobles, it's on sale, 50% off.
That was nice cheese, though. That was nice cheese.
$14.99.
I don't know why they didn't let us get drunk at the winery though. Like,
Isn't that the point of
Yeah.
a winery?
Yeah.
you
You
literally
just
go
get
to get
day
drunk
drunk.
and they would like, oh, here's 300 milliliters of wine.
I thought the point of a winery was for
No, we
pictures.
had 3 ounces of wine.
3
There was
ounces.
3 1-ounce shots of wine.
A small glass of wine at a restaurant is 6 ounces.
Yeah.
A normal or a large glass of wine is 9 ounces. It was 3 ounces.
It was a minimum harvest this year.
only get
They
a
didn't
glass.
get enough grapes.
Yeah.
a bottle at the table.
It wasn't
No.
even a baby size.
No.
No, children in Europe drink more wine at dinner.
Yeah.
In retrospect, we didn't know what was coming. I think before we went to that wedding, we should have all had a glass or something and then gone there honestly.
I didn't
That would've
know
made more
though, because
sense.
usually you go to the winery, eat, and then you get litty.
How would you know? How would we have known?
Oh yeah, but it's because they don't have a mic.
No, I know, but don't you want to still kind
No, you can. I mean, you can hear it. Like, I'll just put it up. It doesn't even matter. Yeah, yeah. And it's recording too. This is like the most like broke ass setup for a fucking podcast.
Bootleg and a half.
Yeah, the camera is gonna be secondary.
Hi to my fans.
Yeah, where's the second angle?
There's literally just one.
Oh, there's one angle?
This is the epitome of this cottage.
solid
Like,
team.
just the cheapest thing
Mom and
you can
Dad.
do.
You know what?
We've yeah.
Yeah.
You said with what
This is
spiders?
very professional to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good that it's just facing this way because the rest of the house it's actually blank. There's no other walls to this house.
My phone up on the fan.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. You like
Do
doing
it.
that?
You
You
can't
get a
reach the height.
360. You
You can't reach the height. I bet you can't reach the height.
Yeah, you can. You can.
I bet you can't touch that. While it's spinning. I
Let's
bet
see
you can touch
now.
it while it's spinning.
See,
We should get that crowd out done.
While it's spinning.
climbing.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Bet.
He's purposely jumping half an inch off the ground.
You wouldn't do it.
I break too many things at cottages to do this shit.
You wouldn't do it.
I can't do it.
You wouldn't
Come
do
on,
it.
stop the fan.
Nick, I guarantee you they wouldn't give a fuck. I don't think they'll come back here for another 365 days
Oh,
until
yes.
the next group
Oh,
comes
yes.
in.
Oh no, she definitely. She's the best-selling author of
They
all time.
didn't
She
even
definitely
come
wouldn't
when
give a
we
shit.
showed up.
Oh, Patty?
No.
Yeah.
Patsy?
Patsy LaBelle.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what
That's what she is.
Okay, we literally were cleaning up after dinner. This fucking sink starts leaking. Connor's like, "Oh, there's water spillage." We're like, "Okay, let's clean it up." And it wouldn't fit. It wouldn't stop leaking. So we open the bottom drawer. This shit's flooded. The whole pipe is broken, and it's probably been like that since we got here. They don't. I guarantee you, they don't even come here like once every.
The bathroom sinks the same way. Like I was telling you, it's the same way.
Wait,
That's
what?
started
Insane.
leaking.
Just give her the mic.
Tom and Patsy live in the States, so they haven't been able to come here since the start of COVID. So they've been relying on having other people come. But then realistically, maids, like, they're not handy women. They come, they clean the surface.
Yeah.
You know, they don't go the extra mile or anything like that. And the maids, because of COVID, no, but they haven't been able to do the sheets.
No, literally everything was cleaned up. Everything was cleaned
No, it
up.
wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was not even close.
Goddamn, what happened here?
I came out and it was
Literally saying
dirtier.
how there's a flood. This guy comes out of his room. Oh, okay, I'm going back in, and goes back in
Josh,
the bathroom.
let me tell you.
Doesn't even help us.
He answered the front door and he's like, we're like, oh, we gotta come inside. He's like, you can't come inside. You don't come inside. I'm like, what the fuck happened? What
Let
happened?
me paint you a picture.
"Don't come in."
2 days ago, I go and I was like, babe, we have to go. He goes, I'm having a little me time right now. And I'm like, oh, what are you doing? He is listening to R&B, playing a game on his phone, and he's taking a shit. And he goes, all I need is a candle, guys.
Are you telling me
All
no
I
one
need is a
else plays
candle.
wordscapes while they're taking a shit?
Josh, so what you're saying is you were
No.
listening to R&B and taking a shit while there's a flood in the kitchen and we were all cleaning
He
it.
literally was like, babe,
Yes.
can you get this work?
Yes, exactly. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I'm not the only one that plays wordscapes and listens to R&B when they're taking a shit.
His mean, I hear like some R&B.
I've never heard that
Fuck outta
combination
here.
before in my life.
I don't know why you guys are so appalled at my shit when you Sid literally talks about Josh shitting 24
I shit in a toilet.
Yeah, at least I was gonna say he shits inside.
I'm potty trained. You're not. What the fuck?
Shits inside.
We had
because
good
some
form,
people's
though.
me time is like doing stuff. Josh is shit.
Wait, I have a question. Were you squatting, like Asian squatting?
Yeah, okay, wait. Show us the form. Show us the form. Show us the form.
Asian squat? No, you don't. You go all the way down, and you can like, you hold yourself like that.
Yeah.
On this topic,
So you
why is
Asian
nobody
squatted
sitting
it.
in this
Okay.
recliner? Everybody
Wow.
knows why.
Nick jerked off in
Because
that
there are
recliner.
girls who would rather sit on the floor than sit in that recliner right
Okay,
now.
wait, no.
That recliner?
So we were all gone.
Yes.
We were all gone.
Yes.
Nick chooses to stay home the entire day.
For 3 hours by himself.
We all made over/under bets on how many times this guy would please himself. How many times?
It was.
I ain't gonna lie, it's more than one, but less than 4.
Oh God!
Oh my god.
Everybody was like, oh, no, Nick really just doesn't want to go to the patio, blah, 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 blah. And in my head, I'm like, oh, I wonder why he doesn't want to go to the patio. And they're like, Sid, think rationally about this. And I was,
Yeah.
and then
You wanna know the real damn reason why?
He wanted to jerk off as many times as he could in all different places of the house.
I'll tell you the real reason. Me and Josh both knew that the romantic breakfast we were having was better than that patio. And you don't want to admit it, Josh, but look me in my eye. You know, brother, you wanted that sandwich.
Oh, I thought you were about to say you guys want to fuck. Romantic breakfast. I was trying to nut on you. You left and I gave one to Harold and Kumar. That's what the fuck happened.
No, don't point at me. I'm not telling that story. Oh, do I have to tell the story now?
Yeah.
I think you do.
How I got almost nut on?
Oh my God! Yes, you gotta tell the story. Tell it right now.
Okay. Wait, did you not hear this? Okay, in grade 8, we went on a graduation trip to Ottawa. So we're in this hotel room. There's 4 guys, okay? And one of the guys, this is at like 12 o'clock at night, because obviously we didn't sleep. I'm playing Call of Duty. All right. Hey, listen, I didn't do anything wrong. It's 12 o'clock at night. Hold on, it's 12 o'clock at night. Okay, I'm playing Call of Duty. And all of a sudden, I feel something drip down my shoulder. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? I turn around and my friend, who I'm in the room with, he's literally holding his erect penis right over my shoulder. And he pissed and he goes, oh fuck. And then I obviously ran to the bathroom, didn't know what happened, fucking washed my shoulder. I come out, he's like, my bad, bro, I tried to come on you. I'm like, oh, so the piss was a better fucking option? Like,
Well, be honest, what would you rather have? Yeah.
neither. What the fuck? What kind of a question is that?
Bro, that's a trap. That is a trap question.
It's a trap question.
Answer it. One of the two.
If I were to rather have piss or cum on my, I would have piss. I would rather have piss.
So that went as well as it could have.
Wow. Okay.
But that's not a W. Don't say that. I didn't fucking win. No. This is not a fucking. I didn't. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you got R. Kelly.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah.
Stop.
I like piss on my body.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get you out of jail.
Caleb,
All right,
watched,
cool. No
Caleb
problem.
watched the R. Kelly
Down my
documentary. He
back.
looked at it and goes, that's light work. I've
I've been there, done that.
Yo, bitches crying for no reason.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm not dealing with that here. At least I don't think so.
There's 2 more days, so don't count yourself out.
we might not, but
There's 2 more nights, buddy.
we
A lot can
have.
happen, yeah, a lot can happen.
I don't know. What are we not? What time are we leaving on Tuesday?
12. I think it's at 12. I think we got to leave
In the morning.
Just winging it. That's what I thought.
What do you?
We would live here for the rest of our lives. We would live here for the rest of our
Yeah.
lives. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
But we can just stay longer and it doesn't matter, right?
Well, they'll never know. They're not gonna be back until next year.
Yeah, we'll catch a
Probably
ferry and then we'll
wouldn't.
miss the ferry and then we'll book another one and catch another
I
ferry.
want to go home soon though. I was having fun, but I do miss my own shower.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't like the shower we just cleaned?
You don't like,
And that's all like our dirty dish shit is
Yeah,
now
yeah,
stuck
yeah.
in the drain.
Yeah.
but you
I
don't
would
clean dishes in the
maybe
bathtub?
pass.
Push it down with your toe.
No, usually I bring it in with me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say you don't like stepping on pasta sauce while you.
No.
shower? Yeah.
It depends on the day, but not really. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's true,
But I feel like that's like the most important thing we've learned here is that you can clean dishes anywhere. Doesn't have to be in the sink.
It's a society.
That's one option.
Yeah.
The other option
You got the bathtub.
is the bathtub.
The toilet.
That's last option.
I don't know about the toilet.
I think the toilet might be last resort.
Option.
To clean the dishes.
Clean water.
Well, that is
could.
the worst spot. That is the worst spot. Oh.
That's not even an option. That's not on the board. I don't know why how that got mixed in there.
What could be worse than the septic tank?
Just a barrel.
Just a barrel, yeah.
Just a barrel.
That shit in the fucking kitchen.
That's true. There was mushrooms on that.
Yeah. They're literally fungi growing on
What
the.
color was the water that drained out of it?
No. It was like.
You know what? After we went to the lighthouse today, we could swim in that.
Well, absolutely.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
I don't know. I saw green in it, and I'm like, I don't know about that.
There's green in
When
here.
we went there today, like it was so rocky. We can definitely go in.
But what happened to the do not swim in the blue and green
literally a
algae
sign.
There's
sign?
literally signs all around the fucking island.
We've been in that one all week.
Oh, there's a sign there?
There's no signs there.
So we're safe. Okay, so we're safe. So we're safe. So we're
We've been
safe.
breaking laws this whole week. Yo, I don't give a fuck.
When you go to, we went there and we were honestly like, are we in a movie right now?
Are you gonna cut that out?
It was gorgeous.
I've been breaking laws this whole week.
We want to
You
go
know how
back.
much shit we've been talking this whole week?
We
We brought up Tom and Patsy.
So it's not
Yeah.
that like
could be
thing that was next to
anyone.
the
That could be
farmer's market.
anyone.
It's a canyon.
Walk
It's a
down,
grand
there's like a
canyon.
little like part where it goes down,
Yeah.
and then there's a private little area with water.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, there's no such
Over your
thing
head.
as breaking the law on this island.
No.
There's 2 OPP officers who are both off on Sunday.
Yeah.
That's the
Walk on a
ultimate
fucking
if you don't get caught, like it didn't happen.
And even on the
That's
weekdays,
ultimate.
they close at 3 p.m.
So they literally, yeah. There's no rules here.
The brother, your lovers in arms. Yeah.
Call 911. You have to wait till 8 a.m. the next day.
Yeah, you're making a
Well, they have to
reservation
spend
for
quality
911.
time with each other.
Whenever is next available time, they'll come,
No,
and, they'll
it's
come and
true.
save you.
But honestly, I want to solve it over there. It'd be sick.
What's that?
The same people who made us those tacos is the same person who's a police officer.
Yes.
The
No
kids?
way.
Yes.
The kids?
The
Yeah.
kids?
Yeah.
13-year-old.
The 13-year-old.
This whole island is run by 12-year-old children.
Fuck.
100%.
Holy.
Live in the States, so they send them over.
Yeah. Holy fuck.
So this island is run by delinquents.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
But do you not
Sick.
see that? Like,
Sick.
Shotgun shells everywhere.
That's
Yeah.
a great point because the fucking like every other grocery item was like $12, $11. The cheapest thing in that fucking grocery store was the cosmic brownies. It cost $2. These fucking kids are like, yo, charge them $16 for apples, but don't fuck with my cosmic brownies.
Little girl that came to the window, we were like, you must be 10.
She was 8 to 10 years old, and they sent her to handle our problem. They made our food wrong, and I was like, yeah, there's not supposed to be any cream cheese or sour cream in this. And they sent her as bait. Like, I wouldn't say, give me my money back or make it again.
that was so weird. They gave their order to someone else. Like, Bart and
Yeah.
Hannah's order, they gave to someone else, and they were just like, oh, yeah, sucks.
Sorry.
Like, are you not gonna give them a free meal? I don't think they understood that that's what you're supposed to do.
Just the fact
mean,
that the tacos were $8 was shocking enough.
They were literally
Yeah.
burritos. We were talking.
Mixed wrap. It was
Yeah.
Oh, that's exactly what
They
it
said
was,
pico de
Hannah.
gallo is like chopped tomatoes. They just fucking threw it in there. Like,
I feel like they went online to like, let's look at some restaurants and how they describe their tacos.
yeah.
Literally
Maybe, like,
YouTube videos teaching.
You were like, wait, one taco for two was seasoned cream cheese
Gee.
with lettuce and tomato and cheese on top. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then some Tostitos.
What's wrong with
Yeah.
shredded lettuce?
Nice.
Nah,
What
fuck
you
that.
know about shredded lettuce?
Well, let's be honest. Like, there's a chance they don't even know what a taco is here. Like maybe that,
Yeah, no.
maybe that education didn't come across the water yet.
There's a high chance. There's a very high chance.
Like they have one school. I didn't see anybody go to it.
No,
Not once.
none at all. Not during the week. Mm-mm.
How big their class
The
is
school
here.
has a sign that says "No shooting here." It's a school zone.
Oh.
Oh.
But everywhere else, it's all blood.
everyone else is free range.
Okay.
Yo, every time you stop, shotgun shells on the ground.
We saw some at the canyon.
Every single time you
We
stop,
were like,
there's a
maybe,
shotgun
you know
shell.
what? They're shooting up the birds.
No, they're not shooting.
No, they shot a
shoot
sign that
They shoot
there
signs
was
like
a sign
targets.
that had a bike. It was a
Yeah.
biking sign, right? I'm like, they really hate bikers here. Like,
They don't give a fuck.
We
That's the
thought it was
biggest threat
weird
they
we
have.
were hitting golf balls at the street with cars driving by. I don't think they actually cared.
no.
I think
Probably
that's a
not.
very normal occurrence. It's just
Yeah.
like randomly getting your car blown out with a fucking shotgun shell or something, or like a golf ball. Like, oh, it's just here. It's just Pelee Island.
I think
That's
the
what
golf
we
ball
do.
was the least of their worries.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Considering there's 12-year-olds running around with shotguns.
In the back of the
Oh
truck.
dear.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, cooking their tacos.
Yeah,
Yeah,
before they
I've-
go to work.
That beef looked like shotgun shells. That's
That
exactly-
beef looked like Nick's shit that was in the backyard. That's what that looked like. I don't know if you opened yours up. Oh.
I did open it up. They didn't even
The
smush
same way it went in is the same way it came out.
it. The beef looked like a Jerry curl. Like it was still like
It was
fucking
oily
on the
and
squiggly
it did
line. That's
not
what the beef looked
go
like.
over
That
very
beef looked
well.
like fucking Ice Cube in the 90s. That's what that beef looked like.
Oh shit.
I don't know how you could want to live here like as a choice.
Ew.
I thought
Yeah.
it'd be cool the first 2 days. And
Yeah.
then the third day I was like, nope.
No.
I low key feel there's like a bunch of serial killers here.
Yes.
I'm definitely
Yes.
not releasing this podcast till we're
Did
fucking
you, wait, hold on.
500
Did
kilometers
Did you
away from
see
here.
the
Yeah.
abandoned farmhouse down there? It's like a mansion. It's huge, and there's a big sign on the door like "Don't go in, no trespassing. It's
Ghosts.
abandoned."
So there's dead bodies in there.
yeah,
100%.
fuck yeah.
Absolutely. Yo,
It's
how easy
scary.
would it be? How
But you
easy
know
would it
what?
be?
We saw the quarry stay, and it said no trespassing. We walked underneath. The
Who's
police
gonna
officer.
do anything?
But we also saw the pellets, and maybe they just shoot the trespassers.
Probably.
You guys still kept walking?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But was it worth it? No, it was a bad weather day.
What? How big was it?
It was beautiful though. It was a good time.
Nice.
Yeah.
You walk down. It's a good like you walk, and then you look and you see
And
where
then
it
there's
kind of dips, and then there's a little.
But we weren't wearing
That was the greatest description I've ever heard of.
Walk, walk, walk. You go down. There's a dip,
Sound like it all.
and there's water.
How do I get there? How do I get to the quarry? You walk, dip. Ooh, water.
I think there's a lot of rocks. to
That was
get
the greatest
a little
description
water.
I've ever heard in my life.
I think you could use that description for anything.
Literally, how do you get to the washroom, Josh?
You walk, dip, and you're in the washroom.
might have to use the video instead of that
That's
description.
such a dad description, bro. Like, all right, turn left, go right, and then you just follow it for 60 yards. It'd be on the left. It's the house with the basketball net.
Yeah. When you see the video here and understand what I'm talking. When you come tomorrow, you're gonna understand what I'm talking about.
So your description would be a great commercial for like a dip chip, like a salsa, like walk, 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 dip.
Yeah, bam.
Sheep.
Yeah, those would probably be dead here too.
The sheep.
100%.
Have you seen any like mammals?
No.
No, just the.
No,
the
they're all
weird-
fucking target practice here. They fucking survive more than a day.
Yeah, skinny
Yeah.
ass.
We saw the
turkeys. Nothing to
chickens.
eat.
That's all.
That's not a mammal.
No.
Yes, it is.
What
That's
is?
a bird.
Which one?
I
A
know
chicken?
birds.
Mammals don't lay eggs.
mammals.
No.
They're the whole separate category.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
Give
but
birth
I'm
to
like,
babies?
Oh, okay.
Not eggs.
Oh, and the
believe in
platypus is the only
achieve.
mammal
That
that
gives
gives
birth
birth
to
to an
an
egg.
egg.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Of course.
Bio
Got it.
Degradable.
energy.
Exactly.
I
Solar.
have no idea. I
Solar's
just learned
going
that
up,
in
people.
school.
They know
That's
that
nice.
here. There's a dude with 2 fucking huge solar panels.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He gives the entire energy to the island, like he's running it.
Yeah.
So we're wasting it
100%.
for this podcast.
Yeah.
The 2 what?
Excellent.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
After that,
Just a lot of power.
If you live here, what do you do for fun on a daily basis?
you shoot signs with shotguns.
Go to the taco
real.
taco shack, whatever it's called.
Yeah. Take a
It
shit
is a
in your
shock.
backyard.
Yeah.
Shockingly bad.
shit
It's
in the
fucking
backyard.
It's
terrible.
an asshole shot. That's what that is. Yeah. It's a fucking.
The end of the cosmic brownie was the best.
That cosmic brownie slapped.
That
Actually-
really did.
Hey, well, I mean, it's happier. And what?
It was incredible.
So good.
Dude, I haven't had a cosmic brownie since like middle school when my mom told me I couldn't eat them anymore. And I used to have to trade snacks and shit. I used to come with a
God.
that's exactly what I would do. I'd come with a sandwich that I ate for 17 years. And I traded the same kid, Ayamade, bro. Ayamade Adesepo, bro. He would give me his Jamaican patty and we would switch every single day.
That's
And every once in a while he
friendship.
had a cosmic brownie. It was nice. I remember him.
Yeah, there's a guy named Dion who I went to elementary school with. Is this Asian kid? He always brought rice with chopped up hot dogs in his thermos. He hated it every single day. He'd come and trade it for whatever the fuck he could find. He'd be like, "What do you have?" I have like an old salami sandwich from yesterday. He's like, "Give me that," and he would just fucking take it because he would get the same thing every day. He couldn't stand it.
Down bad, bro.
Oh my! That was like my boy Brian. This guy would get McDonald's every single day. Like his parents would drive it there at lunch, drive back, and every single day people would flock to him like seagulls. Like, can I get a fry? Can I get a fry? Are you gonna finish that? Are you gonna? Can I get a nugget? Can I get this?
Oh, you were a
And this
legend.
guy would be like, "Shut the
starts
fuck
I had a
up."
kid like that. His name is Brandon, and his mom would bring him fast food every single day. And like, what the fuck does a fry do? But yeah, everyone's like, "Yo, can I just
People
have one
wanted
fry?"
one
Oh,
fry.
yeah.
One fry.
One fry, and it'd be held over until the
And I'm
end
so
of the day.
jealous of you.
You
but
are the
then-
coolest kid in school
Yeah.
if you have fast food
Yeah.
for lunch.
Delivered at lunch.
Oh yeah, that's so
No,
bougie.
when you miss your first half of school because you're at the dentist or the doctor,
yeah.
you get the McDonald's, you show up in class, you're like, fuck all you. I'm so better than all
hilarious
of
that
you right now.
When it was your birthday, it was you that was bringing treats for the entire class.
Yeah.
They didn't give a
I was
fuck.
like, it's my birthday and I'm supplying
What did you
all
used to
of
bring?
you.
What did you used to bring?
Okay, we went with some good donuts sometimes, some Timbits,
Oh yeah.
some
Okay.
cupcakes.
All right.
Cupcakes. But I always thought this was like, it was ironic to be like, hi guys, it's my birthday, but here I am gifting all of you some treats here. Thank you for celebrating with
The
me.
most stressful
even
morning
though
is
we
your
have
birthday.
to.
Nah, yeah, for real.
Your mom's stressing in the car, bringing all the shit to
Yeah.
school.
Literally, it's like, what am I going to bring them this year?
No, my dad just tried to get rid of the leftovers, yo. He's like, bring the lasagna. Dude, I don't know who I told this story to, but for a Santa Claus, my dad, because he was eating the cookies and shit. Like we would do cookies every once in a while, but he's like, I don't think Santa wants cookies this year. Maybe give him some lasagna. So he left a fucking lasagna and left over fucking pasta for Santa Claus every year. And it was just 12 at night. He'd be eating lasagna at the fucking day. Saddest thing ever. Man and a wife beater 12 at night pretending to be Santa Claus.
My parents wouldn't let me believe that Santa existed. They get mad. They're like, I fucking bought your gift. There's no way you're believing someone else gave you that. I worked hard for that. I was like, okay, I don't believe in Santa. And I would go around and tell kids in school. I'd be like,
Oh, you were that kid?
I was.
You were that kid who
I
ruined
remember
it.
the exact person that came up to me. It was this little girl, Michaela. She came up. She's like, "You don't
Fuck you,
think Santa's
Michaela.
real, do you?" And I was like, "Yeah, what's wrong?" She's like, "No."
Wait. No.
You little
you're stupid.
You
The real
motherfucker!
question.
Yeah.
Did you
Like
cry?
you. Would
Did I cry?
Did you
I was
cry?
in grade 3. I
You'd be
remember like just
oh, you
walking at
sibling?
recess, just like
Okay.
Yeah.
I
blank
feel like
stares.
such a little pussy, and I'm
Grade
like,
3.
oh my
I felt so like of a hierarchy that I
I
could tell
cried a
people
little
that
bit. I was
Santa
like,
didn't exist.
wait, you've been lying to
rude.
me my entire life about
my
something
dad
and made
did
me
it.
believe that this.
Yeah. But I didn't get any of the joy of Santa, so I was like, fuck you guys. I'm gonna.
You were mad.
I didn't get
You
to
were
grow
mad.
up thinking in fairy tales.
Wait, so after your parents ruined it, was there anything else you started questioning? Like you were like, this can't be the only thing they're lying about.
Everything.
There's gotta be
Literally
more.
every
My
time they talk to me,
entire
I just don't
world.
listen.
Nothing. Nah, the tooth fairy I knew was cap because they would always put $5. And I was like, can I get like more money? And
really?
they're like, no. And I was like, okay, but how do you know how much money gets put in there if you're not the tooth fairy?
I knew it
Yeah.
was my parents right away because I used to hear, and this, I don't mean to brag, whatever. I used to hear kids at school be like, yeah, I got like a loony, I got a toonie. My bougie ass, extra ass parents gave me a $50 bill, my first tooth. And they're like, yeah, just don't tell people, India. And I'm like, okay, like, yeah, I got $1 too. And then it got to a point where my mom, I would lose a tooth. She's like, just go ask your dad for $20. I'm like, shit, okay, fuck. I wish I'm still losing.
I would
teeth.
break a tooth. If I
Yeah.
was broke, I broke one. Just fucking trying to
I'm
get
like,
it
now,
in
I'm
half.
like, fuck, take 'em.
Two
Take 'em.
$50 bills.
Take 'em.
DVDs, you got DVDs.
Yeah.
What
Remember
DVD?
which one?
I got Cinderella.
Under your
And
pillow.
it was all up from there. And then I just got like physical DVD movies. And I was like, yeah.
That's amazing.
That's hilarious. I got Fat Albert for Easter one time. That was the greatest Easter of my life. Yeah. That was the greatest Easter ever, bro. I'll never forget that scene. That's the greatest scene ever, dude.
Nick, where are you going?
He's gonna go take a shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, gentlemen,
Yeah.
yeah. Scholar. Wow. While we all sit here on the couch and talk shit.
Talk shit for
No,
an
wait, hold
hour.
on. Is that why he cleaned the entire house after?
No, he just cleaned the
Just
house because he was
wanted to?
bored.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, maybe it's like a whole guilt trip thing that he
No.
jerked off everywhere.
Important though. Like, that's a great outlet.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I'm good at vacuum.
100%.
Yeah.
And my feet were clean when we did the
But you know
kitchen.
exactly.
Thank
what
you,
he
Nick.
did.
Felt good, yeah.
What he did first?
What?
What did he do first?
Oh well,
exactly
he
what
he used he had some me time,
Yes.
and then he gave it the house time.
In the
Yeah.
house before that. You're not loose enough.
His post
It was
nut
the
clarity to
post-nut
clean the
clarity,
house.
Elvis.
This house is disgusting.
Slide over.
Let me clean this house.
Come on in. Come on
I was so surprised. I came home. I thought there was a maid vacuuming because they mowed the lawn when we were gone.
Who mowed the lawn?
Somebody. The ghost of Pelee Island
Yeah,
passed.
okay, so the first couple of nights we really wanted to get all of the bugs,
Yeah, it's just
but there was
waiting.
no chance that we were gonna get all of them. So I don't know who it was, but somebody placed a bet that we would be done in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, like 15, and then 25.
What is this for the golf balls?
This was how long me and Elvis could spend vacuuming up all of the bugs in the house.
Oh, yeah,
what
I
the
took that
fuck?
bet. I took that bet.
How long did you bet on us for?
I didn't. I didn't want to partake. But Shannon
respect
was like, what, an hour? Sid was like,
There's no chance.
30
It's not that big. The
minutes.
house is not that big.
And then you guys literally only did it for 2 more minutes. And then that's why they were like, no, guys, like, I think there's more over here. And I think there's more in the vent.
I'm so glad I didn't come on the first day. I came, everything was clean. I'm like,
Yeah.
This is blessed.
This is a nice place.
You should have seen our room. Our room, there's like a little crease that all the bugs could just filter in.
That first night, me and Josh both wanted to try to be the bigger people and not say anything, but every single time that one of us something like the blanket could touch us and we'd be like we were holding hands the whole night because we didn't want to say to each other that we were worried about the bugs. My hair touched Josh on the face and he was like,
That was a mouse or some shit.
Didn't Hannah and Bart find mouse shit in their bed?
Okay, ready? So the first night,
they said, oh well. They're like, oh, we're sleeping.
the first
Surprisingly okay with it.
How did they sleep on that?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
What do you mean toss it to the side?
Someone said we just go on the bed.
And
What
like
the
they're not the
fuck?
people who wear pajamas. Like they just like laid
Butt-ass
down in it.
naked.
We're like,
Butt naked.
boop boop, moved it over, and we're perfectly fine,
There's
which is
no
great.
chance.
Happy campers. But I think we can all learn a little bit from that.
I brought snow pants and a winter jacket to sleep in because I had a bad feeling.
Yeah, my pillowcase is my my coat. Well, my jacket.
Literally.
Yeah,
Just
it
wrap
works.
around you.
Twice. Because one night, okay, I'll say this. One night, I woke up. I was so drunk, we fell asleep, and then I looked over on the bed, and I was like, "Josh, where's my pillow?" And he goes, "Oh no, I don't know." And I looked down on the floor, and I'm like, "Josh, it fell on the floor." He goes, "Leave it down there. It's too late." And then I go, "Babe, can we share a pillow?" He goes, "Oh no. There's only room for one of us on this pillow." And then I was like whimpering. I was like, "Oh please, give me the." He's like, "Fine, take the fucking." And I was like, "I just want my cheek on this pillow." He's like, "What's wrong with you, woman? Take this fucking pillow." But you know what? We washed it. We were fine. And then we freaking got the caulking and caulked up those windows because wow, in the morning
You know
I'm
what?
telling Lucas, I'm like, "Lucas, I don't know where these fucking bugs are coming in from." He goes, "Maybe it's a giant hole in the window." And I'm like, "Fuck." Yes.
Wait, there's a hole in the bathroom?
There's a hole in the bathroom in the window.
I think it goes under the house.
That's just from a mouse. It has to be from a mouse.
Yeah.
But nothing comes in. Yeah, there's no light.
That's a mouse hole. That's disgusting.
It's not that far of a
Yeah.
fall.
You know what works though? Putting that bar of soap, Lucas put us on this, under the bed. After that, no
I'm
bugs.
not gonna lie, yo.
Really?
After I did that, I was like, oh shit, my grandma said that's supposed to help with back problems. I didn't say anything because everybody was in a positive mood. So
You know what? That was all placebo then, because I didn't see any bugs crawling around on the floor.
You know what? It was a citronella scented soap bar. So, you know what?
Yeah.
Take it or leave it. I think everybody's back is fine too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody's back in blown out?
Yeah, just one.
A little
No,
bit.
we're good,
A little
we're
bit.
good.
A little bit.
My back's
And what?
intact. You know what they say? You won't get any respect if your back's not erect.
Is that how that Aretha Franklin song went?
Oh.
Uh,
R-E-S-P-E-C-T, your back better be
prayer
intact
for
to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Might be the remix.
Oh, okay. That was the remake. My bad.
Yeah, Josh, the producer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She knew.
What you know about being a producer?
Hey, I produced a couple of things in my day.
Yeah.
This one film. It was for, what was it? Not film class, but like media, like.
Oh, this is
class.
uni.
Yeah, no, this is high school.
Oh, high school.
So we had like a media studies class
Uh-huh.
where it's like you go
It's
around
a,
and just
it's
make
a
films.
precursor to university.
Yeah.
It's like, this is why I chose media studies.
Because I was in the media studies program, yeah. No, so I was in the drama program and I was in the media studies like schism course thing. So you
Oh,
go
yeah,
around
yeah,
and
yeah.
volunteer at Rogers and do all this shit. So we made a film about our school mascot haunting the school, and it was a giant red bird, a giant red cardinal that would run around and like scare the principals and shit. So we'd go around like tap them on the shoulder when they're not looking and be filming from like another another room over through the window. It was
Did
a
you
good
actually
film.
scare people?
Yeah,
Yeah?
we scared our principal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it showed every Friday at
Oh,
our at our school. So we'd have to make a new film every single Friday.
Wow.
What's that film that you made for high school? When you had class, what was it? With that professor or teacher? It was like history class or something?
Oh, in history.
Here.
No, in history class, my one time, I don't want to say his name because he's too good. I don't want to get him fired. He just came into class. He's like, I don't feel like teaching today. Let's just go make a music video. So we just got a bunch of like Backstreet Boys songs and we're going through the hallways. He had like all these costumes. I put on this Rey Mysterio mask. We're just running through the hallways, fucking singing Backstreet Boys. Interrupting. Then I was walking in classrooms going, like, you are my. I was fucking serenading teachers. It was the greatest thing ever. Full day. Literally skip class. I remember I had two teachers, him and another teacher, who would be like, yo, if any teacher asks you where you've been, just tell them to call me. And I'll cover for you. I used to skip this one class all the time, like, yo, call Manano.
In middle school, the principal used to call me to go watch sports out of class. Yeah, Mr.
Really?
Chang, I still remember that. Me and like two other people from different classes. So when I was in middle school in 8th grade, we had four different grade 8 classes. There was 8A, 8B, C, and D. And there were 3 kids that he just really liked.
That's not creepy to you?
Now that we're thinking about it and putting things into context, it may have been weird. All I know is I get to watch sports during class, but
He's asked for by name.
That's definitely
Yeah.
bait. He's like, oh, Caleb, you love
Yeah.
sports? Hey,
my house on Sunday.
come here.
Yeah.
I saw him at IKEA like 5 years later. He never brought it up.
He was grooming you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, you were gonna be at this IKEA? How did you know that? Yeah, anyway. I got out of class to watch sports. So I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Did you call him uncle or no?
No, I did not. No. He also left after that year. And he said he quit, but he was 42 years old.
So he
Oh,
got
yeah.
fired.
Oh, he got
I
fired
think
for
other people
some
caught
shit.
on to him.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Caleb.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's
You got him fired.
yeah, you did.
Yeah, one time I know for a fact I got a grade 7 math teacher fired for throwing someone off a tree.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Threw someone off of. They were both in the street.
No, so he took this kid. I want to say names so bad because it's hilarious, but I know that I shouldn't. He took this
Make it
kid,
up.
put him on the tree. He was like a 6'5" bald white man. He put him on top of this tree while we were in recess, and he wasn't looking, and so the kid fell down. And we all were just like obviously in shock. The kid's crying, whatever. He takes him to the office and like lies. He's like, "Oh yeah, he was being an idiot, whatever." And then we told our principal, and we were like, "Nah, he like threw him off." And then the next year he wasn't there.
Holy shit. Do you know there was a woman in grade 5 who we got fired because she slapped a kid?
Really?
Yeah, she was like a sub because one of the teachers got pregnant and she came in for like half the year. And I think she was just some older lady and she was really anal, but she literally slapped a child and the next day she was gone.
Wow.
How can she slap?
How can she slap?
Well, to be fair, I bet you the kid deserved it, but you can't have
There's always a reason behind it. It doesn't justify it, but I mean, of course, there's always a
Some kids do
reason.
deserve it. I'm like, fuck, you do not get beat enough at
Are
home.
you okay? I always go, what did
What did you
you
do? What did you do to deserve this?
You know I deserve this.
You know I deserve this.
No, kids were definitely assholes. Like, especially to the teachers. There were some kids that did not give a shit. Like, there was one kid. I'm not gonna say any names, but he would literally make the teachers get so angry to the face where their faces are going red from just yelling at the top of their lungs. Like, they want to knock the shit out of this kid, but they're like, I'm gonna lose my job. So they just yell at them and then send them outside, and everyone just starts dying because the teachers are like having this like temper tantrum over this kid who wants them to get angry.
Did they just officially not care though?
The kids, yeah, the kids
There was
do
that
not give a
one
shit.
kid in my school since literally grade 1 to since he left in grade 7. I wish I can say his name out loud because I don't know where
We
the fuck
all
he
wanna
is.
say
So I
names.
looked him up
Yeah,
on Facebook. I bet you he's like working for the government now. Like he was fucking crazy. He literally, because I also went to private school, so everyone was very like, oh, sit on the carpet, wear your uniform, tuck your shoes in, no white socks, whatever, right? He would come in, literally be like, I don't give a fuck. He'd literally lay outside on the ground. He just fucking lay there.
Starfish.
And like parents would walk by, they're like, oh, like, okay, I'm just gonna say his first name. Hey, Joseph, how you doing? Fine. And all the teachers throughout the years wouldn't give a shit because they were like, we can't deal with Joseph. We can't deal with Joseph. We just leave Joseph. Oh yeah, he'd fucking go play cards with friends in the bathroom during the day. Like, go do some random shit. I'm like, Joseph, what fucking life do you live, bro? I have no idea. He left in like grade 6, and I literally was thinking about him 2 years ago. I'm like, where the fuck is Joseph?
He's probably working for the government.
Oh no, he is, because he also knew so much about planes and like weird shit, like weird shit.
Planes, guns,
And I
pipe
was
bombs.
Like that, loved it. No,
Ammunition.
yeah. Very sketchy if he was in high school. I'm like, don't be his friend. He literally just lay on the carpet, literally like this, and take a nap in the middle of the day while lessons were going on, and the teacher's just like, yeah, that's Joseph.
Sounds like you got away with a school shooter. You're like,
Oh fuck yeah! Oh
like you
fuck yeah!
survived.
Maybe that's why I haven't heard of him since.
There was a kid in high school, and he was a year younger than us. And I remember this was when I was in grade 11, so he was in grade 10. This kid, for some reason, he was a regular ass kid. No, like, never acted weird. One day, like in November, he started going up to people in the year older than him, his grade. He'd be like, "Hey man, do you know where I can buy like submachine guns?" And he would start asking that question, right? And like we all thought it was a joke, cause who the fuck asks that, right? Like, oh okay, yeah, I know where. Like, you know, like somebody like me, I like to play along with these bullshit. I'm like, yeah, there's a guy I know, it's just down the corner. I'll let you know. He goes, okay, good, please let me know. And then he would come back like 2 days later, and he'd be like, hey, did you hit that guy up for the submachine guns, or did you hit that guy up for the bombs, or did you? So we were getting like, what the fuck is going on with this kid? So we find out like a month later because he stopped coming to class. We're like, okay, where is this kid? Apparently, he was going around asking everybody these questions. Where can I find submachine guns? Where can I find this? And he was planning a school attack. He was planning an attack. He asked this one girl. I think he strategically asked people who he thought would be a joke.
Yeah.
But he asked this one girl, and then the girl got so afraid. She's like, holy fuck, like, what the fuck? So she goes to our principal, tells him, and then they expelled him right away.
Wow. Yeah.
But just a regular ass kid, and he's like making all this stuff up, and he's like, oh yeah, where can I get a submachine gun? Where can I get this? Where can I get that? It's like you never
you never know.
The people you would never expect are the ones that are the fucking craziest.
But like, what is expelling him do? Like that's his life's goal to shoot up this school. You don't think he knows where the school is?
Yeah.
No. Oh no. Oh, not at all.
His dad was a principal of another school, so I think like the reason why
wanted
they
that school. Daddy wasn't spending enough time with him.
I don't know what it was, but he actually did play baseball.
It's the same guy.
Literally,
it's the exact
so
same guy.
good at baseball.
He was
Joseph. No, it's not Joseph. If it was Joseph, I think I'd have the biggest epiphany.
No. Well, you know what's it. No, I remember one time we were in a circle. This was just when we graduated, literally the next year. This girl put it on her Snapchat. She didn't finish like one of her essays or whatever, and she put on her Snapchat. She's like, "Hey, why don't we just kill all the teachers? Just cut off their heads, and we don't have to hand it in." And then SWAT came. They shut the shit down. We're all joking around in a circle, right? And at least 20 minutes go by, and one of my boys is like, "Yeah, that was my sister." Yo.
What? Wow.
We're like, "Why the fuck would she do that?" And he's like, "I don't know." It was crazy.
My school, there were three or four kids. They'd hop on Discord or Skype, right? Apparently, they put together a list.
Oh, fuck.
Mm-hmm. So they put together a hit list. I don't know if it was serious, because I had one of them in my computer science class. Okay, I thought he was a cool guy. He was all right.
Yeah. He was nice to me.
He was nice to me.
Until he wasn't.
Yeah, for real. That's the beginning of the documentary.
3 days later, everybody's hearing, oh, this in person got expelled because they made a hit list. Literally cops at the school, cops arresting people. We never saw these people again. I don't know where they are. I don't know what they're doing, but apparently.
I always wonder who snitches.
Yeah.
For those.
Private group, who told?
One of the kids.
One of the kids had to, right? Absolutely.
I feel like
when it too scared.
Yeah.
Smart.
There's definitely. You said there was 4 of them.
There's like 4 or 5.
So just say there's 4, right? Like 3 of them are really committed. The ones just kind of fuck it. I'm just a hit list, and then he's like, oh no, this is way too deep. Yeah. 100% just was like, I was never down for this.
When it gets too serious, like you have to say something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like I would be one of those guys that just like kind of fuck around, like joke.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you guys are serious.
Yeah.
Like literally with the guy giving the submission, like, you guys are serious.
I feel bad because I like entertained it so much. I was like, yeah, dude, like I found the submachine guns. Like I like
this guy got
his
so
confidence.
excited.
I would have done the same thing.
He thought of you as his friend.
No, but low key, you might have been.
It's strategic. Whenever there's a school shooter, you always become friends with them.
Low key, you were probably stalling him because he's probably like some other kid was like, "Well, I can actually get them." He's like, "No, don't worry. Caleb said he's got a guy."
Yeah.
So maybe you stalled him and you saved a lot
Maybe
of
you
lives.
helped.
Actually,
I
think you deserve a freedom medal.
I did. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I hope. I don't know if he was actually planning on doing it, but thank God he didn't do it.
It's scary just to think that way, though. Like, not even if you're gonna do it or not.
No, but it definitely comes from like the parents, though. I think
Oh,
because
yeah.
like we were camps like 2 years ago, like 2019 that year, and summer camp we had this one kid. I'm not gonna say his name. Let's say his name is Drake. So Drake. Yeah.
Aubrey.
So Drake was like 4 or 5 years old. This kid would come in and say, I hate women. I'm not going to listen to any of the women leaders. I'm only listening to men.
At 5 years old?
5 years
Love
old,
that.
right? So imagine, like, there's no way he just came out of the womb like devil spawn. Like, no, right? Like his parents or his dad or
hears
whatever are
that
teaching him
shit.
that, right?
Yeah.
So he comes in one day and this guy's eating a peanut butter sandwich and one of the leaders are allergic to peanuts. This guy bites her on the arm. Her arm flares up. She has to go to the hospital. All of
What
the, like,
the
all the
fuck?
supervisors are like, fuck. Like, what do we do? This girl's like arm is getting inflamed. Like the best they could do was put him in a timeout box. It was Drake's corner.
A box?
Yeah.
You stopped a maniac serial killer in creation
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
fucking box?
So our director had to sit in the box with him, and he was like a little demon. He would hide.
She was a female.
And then he would go and bite her or scratch her leg, and she's like, so she had to sit there and look out to see where he was gonna go, because he went on the ground and was crawling around and then scratching her, or he would crawl away and then bite her, like a freaking like when you would see those like horror movies, and she's sitting there like I'm just waiting for his dad to come pick him up.
Holy
And she
shit.
sat there for 25 minutes. I was like, oh my god.
What's the minimum age for juvie? Like, can you like put 12?
Yeah.
Can we make it 4?
It's lower. Because
10?
2 9-year-olds killed this child.
Oh shit.
Don't they
On
just go to a
purpose?
rehabilitation center until juvie and then they get moved to
Probably
juvie?
something like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
it's
what
like
would
a
you do for a
child's
5-year-old,
rehab
like?
center and then they get moved to juvie. Yeah, when
Like
it's
if that
time.
kid killed that lady, like with the peanut butter, like,
Yeah.
what do you do to that 5-year-old?
No, he will be charged.
Yeah, he'll be charged.
And then what?
Manslaughter, right? Oh no, if there was intent, even if it was a kid. it's
But
something that
if you're
yeah.
5, like, do you know that that's gonna kill them, or do you just do it as like a ha-ha?
Well, no,
moment?
like, just imagine you put him on the stand. He's like, yeah, I hate women. She was shitty. She sucked. She was poo-poo. Like,
Yeah.
She had cooties.
Yeah, exactly.
so I bit her, dog.
You go into the institution.
Like,
That's it. Mental? Yeah.
yeah, kids are just parrots, yo. They're just literally whatever you throw at them, they'll just repeat it. Like,
That's scary though. Like what he probably like heard and like was taught at home.
Yeah.
It's fucking scary. Oh yeah, probably. Whatever.
No, he doesn't mean that. It's like
No, you mean that, sir. That's
Yeah.
what you're trying to tell
does he
him.
for,
Yeah.
like, for sure have a mom? Like, maybe the mom left her. And he's just talking shit the whole time.
Maybe it's an angry man.
Yeah, something
just-
I think this is part of the reason. The way that they did, they just knew he was a terror. But they made him that way. They
Terrorist.
didn't vacation without him. They
What?
dropped him off at a family friend's house for 2 weeks, and they went to Disneyland without him.
What adult just goes to Disneyland by
And this is all while the kid's 5 years old.
Disneyland white
Brother,
people.
who's also a
Sorry.
horrible, like, they took him instead because
Oh,
he's,
they
he's
can't be
9.
together.
So now he's older. He knows how to be like kind of handle himself, and like literally, but the little 5-year-old, like he knew. What
They're
they did.
raising serial killers. Like, that's what I thought
Yeah.
it was.
Like you're not gonna know, like as if he was not gonna know that they went to Disneyland and took his older brother.
That's literally the easiest way to make your child hate your like.
Just abandon them.
Yeah, like literally, like my parents went to Disneyland without me. How can you like?
Imagine a kid running around biting people at Disneyland.
Yeah, with peanut allergies, yo.
Did you have that kid who used to bite people?
100%.
I was that
Oh.
kid.
Were you actually?
Just my brother, my older brother.
No, like
he was
on
too
the
strong for me,
playground.
so I didn't know how
On
to. I
the
didn't know how to defend
playground.
myself. So I
No.
just
There
bit
was
the
a
shit.
blonde chick named Katie, and even up until like even grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, she would bite people on the playground. I'm like, you need assistance, please.
Biting people is not the way to get their like you'll get their attention, but not girl. That's not like a lifelong.
In my
Imagine
book-
you're at work and then someone does something you don't like. Come here, manager.
Imagine that was like etiquette, like in today's world. When you were mad at someone, you would just bite them.
Yeah, not after
Yeah.
COVID.
Oh no, definitely not.
Yeah, you
No.
think they're a vampire or something? Yeah, just cough at somebody.
Yeah, just cough at them. Oh
Every
shit.
parent I've known who had a kid
not the
who
first
bit
one in this
people just put pepper on their hands so that if their kid bit them, it was like too spicy.
Too spicy.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
kinda
yeah,
smart,
yeah.
actually.
That it's just like it's not harmful. It's just like no, it's like a very strong deterrent.
Wow. That's like just give your dog really spicy food and they never beg again.
Or
Yeah.
just put bleach on your hand.
Fucking
them a
leech.
They'll
tapeworm.
never bite again.
Do you want the leech on your hand?
Just dead silent.
Yep, that's
fuck.
that's the way to go.
Yeah,
Like,
for
that's
real.
the way to handle it.
I don't like. I think the funniest thing is I have a friend who's going to be an elementary school teacher, and he's like the worst person to deal with like kids. Like he hates kids. He's like, I don't want kids. There's no way I would be able to be a father. Like he just like says all these things. I don't know. Some people they don't like kids.
So why is this?
So then why are you going to
career
elementary
path?
school?
Exactly. Well, that's the obvious question here.
Maybe he gets pleasure out of just like dominating kids. Like he just.
Oh
like,
yeah,
I
maybe he
hate
just wants to
kids.
shit on them.
Yeah, he just
Yeah.
like was like, you're gonna be nothing. He's that teacher. You know,
Oh.
you know that myth.
Every
Yeah.
rapper,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally every rapper had the same teacher. I've never seen a teacher go, "You're not gonna be anything." Like, have you?
No.
Every guidance counselor, you just going, I want to do this. No, you'll never make it in this field.
Yo, for real, literally, my guidance counselors just gave people money. There was this one kid. He would come to school, eat his lunch, go to his guidance counselor, be like, "I'm hungry. I don't have anything." Guidance counselor would give him $5 to buy a burger. They had 2 lunches just because he was this big kid, yo.
We had calf bucks, so that's
Okay.
yeah, it's like literal crap cafeteria money. So like you get like it's literally printed like something on this says $5. Take it to the calf, give it to the lady, and get whatever you want. Instead of real money from the guidance counselor, you would say like, "I'm hungry."
So the food was free.
They give you
Food was free.
High
You could have
school
just
food.
wrote it. Just create currency.
Wait, so there was so many kids that they had to start printing these out by the
calf,
like.
Yeah, it's called calf bucks, literally.
Wow.
No.
You can't be that down bad that you can't go and ask for another
Go
calf buck.
steal. Stealing money is one thing. Stealing fake money is another thing.
That's like every parent with like $1 million in Canadian Tire money. Like,
Yeah.
why do you still have it? What's wrong with that?
They go to Mexico when they go to the bars and they tip them with Canadian Tire money.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Do they still take?
No,
They still, they still give it
I
out.
think they have to take it. Yeah.
My mom gave my dad one drawer in our like fancy china cabinet, whatever, and it's 100% Canadian Tire money.
Wow.
It's just stacked through the thing. When was the last time my dad went to Canadian Tire? I don't know. But he didn't take any Canadian Tire
I
money.
bet you the first time, if this ever happens, your house gets robbed. That's the first thing he's checking.
Yeah.
My Canadian Tire money, no.
Imagine that was like what they were looking for. Yeah, I'm trying to get this lawnmower. And just fucking take all the Canadian Tire money.
Do you think you just knocked like house to house and was like, "Yo, can I have your Canadian Tire money?"
They'd probably give it to you.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be
If
a
someone
good
knocked on
advice.
the
Yeah.
door, I would give them my Canadian Tire money.
Yeah.
If they wanted it,
Yeah.
What's stopping us from doing that? Just buying like something nice and Canadian.
Yeah.
Get you a nice super
Like a
cycle.
nice John Deere.
Nice red super cycle. An e-bike. I like that.
Oh, and e-bike.
So pretty expensive.
I
though.
think
Some-
the only thing stopping us from
million.
doing that is everyone only has like 1 to 5 cents in Canadian
Yeah.
Tire money, like the
Well,
bills.
that adds up quick.
Not as fast as you think.
But they're gonna keep making it because it's like a marketing thing for them. Like they'll print that paper and then even if you throw it away, like let's say you're walking down the street and you see Canadian Tire money, it's like this free advertising for them.
If they were really interested, they'd make their own cryptocurrency.
Oh, how the fuck have they not done that already?
hold on.
Maybe they have.
Hold on.
That's actually brilliant.
Canadian Tire cryptocurrency.
Canadian Tire crypto.
CTC.
CKC. Yup.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, cut the podcast.
Oh fuck.
Can you trade in your Canadian Tire money for crypto?
Yeah, of
100%.
That would be brilliant.
100. You have a little card, crypto card, little crypto card. You can trade
kinda
it.
hard.
It's on your card.
We should sell this podcast to Canadian Tire.
Absolutely.
The secrets of divine fortune lie within this podcast.
What are the 4 M's of marketing?
Make money. The 4 M's?
Money.
Yeah.
I thought it was the 4 P's.
No, don't worry about the
Product, price, place, promotion.
There's 4 P's, but there's 4 M's.
What are the 4 M's?
You don't need to know 'em.
Money, 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 money.
money.
Make as much money as possible.
More
Mao.
money.
We're just making noises now.
We've already started with a marketing campaign for Canadian Tire, so.
Maybe the cat goes.
The cat goes moo.
You guys know what sound a crane makes?
I do.
No.
It's impressive. Yeah.
That's probably the most accurate. We heard the crane. We heard the crane. That was exactly.
I
what we
deadass
heard.
thought you guys were talking about a construction crane.
That's crazy.
We're on a.
Like that, we saw a crane.
No, we were driving up from the ferry, and they go, "Oh, there's a crane in the water," and I'm like, "Oh, that's sick!" Like I didn't know. Like I don't know why you guys are into that, but like,
Oh, really? They got a crane on this island?
yes, it's like, look, it's on the left. It's on the left. I'm like, where the fuck is this crane? And there's, yeah, I'm disappointed.
Did you know that cranes build themselves?
Yeah.
They just stack the boxes like that. I remember me and Anna were at Shoppers Drug Mart. This guy I met him from high school.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm a crane operator now." And I was like, "Yo, dude, they fucking build themselves." Like we were so excited to tell him. He goes, "Yeah." I do it every morning, and I've never felt so fucking stupid in my life. He just goes, "Yeah, dude, yeah." You didn't know that? Are you okay?
How else? How
For
else?
real, yeah. He's a father now. Like I felt like a child.
Wow.
talking to
The
him.
same age?
Yeah, the 3-year-old kid, yo.
Like he comes through, he's got like 2 cards. He's like, yeah, one for my girlfriend, one for my mom. Like
I was like, "Oh, that's
yeah,
funny."
and we're like, oh, that's funny for your girlfriend. She's like, yeah, I'm a father. He's 3 now, and we're like, oh,
Literally, last time I saw him was at Fortino's. He was like, "Yo, I'm a rapper, dog. Follow me on Instagram."
yeah, like SoundCloud just dropped.
3 years later.
He's a
yeah,
crane
I'm a father
operator.
now.
Right, I gotta find- I've never seen a dream die in 2 meetings. I hope he's doing well, though. I hope he's doing well. Yeah. Shout out
Doing
Gucci
the
Man.
math in the car that we're like,
Gucci.
he would have like found out that like month.
Yeah, for real. Literally, like after I met him, he had raw sex. Like literally, he went home and was pregnant.
He literally dropped that SoundCloud, went home.
For real, yeah. Yo, for real, he had a cake in his hand. It was probably somebody's birthday.
His son's 24.
Yo, for real,
Yeah.
man. He was a good guy.
Like our age, that is on their third child.
How crazy is it that people our age are getting married, fucking all these things?
Half of my friends are married, and I'm like, I did not think that this time in my life was gonna come up this quick. That I am 21 years old, and most of my friends are married.
Like
But I'm
20, 21, 22, and you're like, oh, I'm getting married.
I'm having kids.
Settling down, having kids
buying
at
house.
21, 22 years old.
I remember in grade 10, one girl was pregnant. Like, she would go to class and shit. Like, and she was like, "Hey, can you like move over? I need room." And I was like, "No."
Fuck you and your baby.
I was like, I'm not the father. Scoot over, Nikita.
When I was in grade 12, there was a girl who'd show up with a stroller and her kid was there.
way, a full ass kid.
Dead ass. She would she would
She
just
took him
show
to
up.
class?
She was out of school.
Wood
but
shop?
her boyfriend was at school.
Those girls always took auto and you never saw that girl in science class. She was not going up the stairs though. She's like, "What's on the first floor?"
It's so true. It's so
Give me
true.
all the classes on the first floor. I can't take these stairs with their stroller. I take fucking art, wood shop, your gym. Yeah, just fucking
On the track.
Yeah, Jim, sorry, I can't do
That's hilarious.
Yo, yeah, barbershop, fucking culinary, dead ass,
Family
yearbook,
studies.
Yeah.
She's at home back making brownies with her child.
dead ass.
She should teach the family studies class.
She was feeding her
Who's
kid. That's what
gonna
she
step forward and fail the pregnant girl? No one.
No, you can't fail a pregnant
No,
woman.
you can't. No.
No.
Literally, how do you teach? Like, this is how you take care of your child. Like, come here.
You can't fail them.
What better example?
Why
do you
not?
have?
Why not?
I
Why
don't know.
Why not? They got a kid to take care of.
So, and what? And what? I work just as hard. What do you mean?
But you don't have to go home and take care of a kid.
No way you're feeling a pregnant girl because she's gonna be
No.
back in that class with that
Yeah.
same child.
The next 4
Yeah,
years.
get that fucking baby on
She'll
my
be in the
class.
same grade as her child when the child grows up.
Oh.
We graduating together.
Oh fuck.
Imagine kicking like a mother out of your class. Be
No,
like, no,
you
you can
could.
leave the
You
baby.
could.
Just you is disruptive.
Your baby knows how to shut
Yeah,
the fuck up.
for real. Changing diapers in the class. Be like, why does it smell like shit in here? I'm just trying to learn history.
If I was a parent going back to high school, I would just go to one of those private ones where you can just buy a
Just
class.
homeschool yourself.
Like an online
Yeah.
course.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have those all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you can just go. It's like adults going to high school.
Yeah, no, there was one guy I used to work with who went back to high school.
Yeah.
The president was asking me, like, do you remember grade 11 math? And I was like, no. There's no way I can help. I was trying to. I was like, parabola?
He was trying to get you as a student?
Yeah.
He was trying to hire you as a student?
Well, he was in high school like 10 years prior, and I was out of high school like probably 2 or 3 years. But I was like, bro, I don't remember shit.
There's
Like,
no
he had
way
to
you
do
remember
grade 11,
anything.
12, and then he wanted to go to college.
But it's still that's a lot of respect to
No, I was
to
impressed.
go
Like,
back.
for
Like,
real. Going on
yeah.
break, like doing your math homework, I was like, yo, good job, bro.
Yeah.
I respect the full-grown adults who come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when they come back, like I remember being in a group with like, oh my god, like this like 55-year-old man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
George, like I feel you, bro. Are you in my class next semester? He's like, I think I am. He brings out his briefcase. I'm like, yes, and you actually do the work. Okay.
We had one woman like that. Yeah.
One woman.
We had one woman like that. She was probably like in her 40s. Yeah.
In every single like religious psych class that I had, there was this one old man who came, brought the newspaper, wrote his notes in the sides, and never frickin' knew when the next class was. And we're like, hey, it's the same time every week.
Do you think that was his way of just trying to communicate, though? Like, he just didn't know what else to say?
I don't think he heard anything. You had to-
He's there for the picture.
It's just purely deaf. He has no idea what's going on.
the school website is an online website.
Oh my god.
I don't think he,
Yeah,
I think he
newspaper.
called the registrar's office beforehand, found out when the first class was, and took it from there. That's what I think happened. It's very, very sweet.
Stumbled in.
But you would come in very close to be like, yeah, Thursday, 1:30, same time, yes.
I never had any old people at my high school. Like, it was all young people.
High
High school, no.
Oh, high school.
Are you talking about uni?
Uni.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes
it's
a lot of
free
sense.
when you're over 65.
It's free?
Yeah, you can take as many uni quizzes as you want.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you can get full degrees and shit.
Yeah, is that coming out of our taxes?
What are they gonna use?
Yeah, that's the first thing I'm getting rid of when I become president. Yo, for real, there should
They
be
don't
an
need
age
education.
limit.
Yeah.
Quiet.
There's a girl that was in my classes and she was 32. But when she never said it, and the first time she said it, she was like, I am fucking getting a full-time job after this. Like, it was the last thing I do. Because she worked at Sobeys since she was like 19.
Wow.
And then she was like, raised enough money where she's like, no, I can go back to school.
for
I
her.
have to live on the side. And we all were like, oh shit, man. Like, she was determined. She was like, I am going to get somewhere. And
How did things go so wrong for so long?
Listen.
I don't know. Shit happens,
very
but it's
easy
like
to get stuck.
Time flies by.
I know
bro.
so many people who take 2 years off just to work minimum wage to save money so they can go to school. My boy, he worked for two years almost full time at No Frills, right? He lived with his mom, so he didn't have to pay rent. But he couldn't take on the debt. He wasn't prepared to take on the debt. He just said, let me work for it. So he worked for 2 years, and now he's paying off his school every single year, out of pocket.
at least he went back to school though.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
That's what I.
And they go, I can work here full-time.
Yeah, exactly.
It becomes nice.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because if we're
like you
being
get
honest,
comfortable.
How minimum wage is now, like $14 an hour, you get like a good like 30 grand. Like so, it's
Yeah.
like it's decent. Like especially if you're getting double time. Like that's what I did.
Yeah,
I took a year
living
off.
wage.
I made enough and I paid off my whole so I paid it off. But a lot of people just get trapped, bro. Like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I used to have friends who were like 28, and it's like at 14's where it's just like, what happened?
If stay
So
comfortable.
what's their plan from there though? It's like
But you just have to do that. You just have to try to become a
honestly,
manager.
Yeah, it's a good thing where it's like when you just keep seeing the flux of people where it's like I've had 10 different friend groups working here.
Yeah.
And then that final one, like I remember I had one good friend, like she was 28. I think she was 29 when I quit. And she told me, she's like, you were the last straw, like where it's like
You're the last
Because
friend.
I met her when
yeah.
I was like 17, 18.
Yeah.
And it was like she was like 27.
But
Oh, no, it's even younger.
Like 25,
They
right?
see you and what you do, and then they're like,
Yeah, she saw me get a full-time job. She's like, I need to pick my shit up. So she quit. She works at this pharmacy now. So I was like, very
That's
happy.
good,
sick.
yeah.
Very good for
Yeah,
her.
for real.
But I have a lot of friends who would say, "Oh, I'm taking a year off, take a year two off," and like I've graduated now, and I'm an extra year, like I'm a year older, so I should have graduated last year if I didn't take the year off, and they're still not even, they didn't even like apply or anything like that.
I
Yeah.
have a friend who's like 4 years deep, worked part-time here and there, but other than that, nothing.
Oh, one of my boys.
Literally.
Comfortable.
Yeah,
Just
no, like one of my
literally
boys.
comfortable in his basement.
No,
And
he
that's
was like
all.
he was super
Yeah.
comfortable, right? Like he bought like the
Yeah.
entire setup, whatever. That worked at McDonald's with me, and he worked there since high school up until he was 24. So maybe like last year he quit.
Yeah.
And I like there were so many people that went in and went out after he quit, but he was just so comfortable to the point where he's like, I'm making enough money to live off it. I'm not paying rent because I'm living at my parents' place.
Yeah.
I have like I don't want to go back to school. I just.
But
wanna
is there no
work,
drive
right?
that you just like want to challenge
That's
yourself?
the thing. It's hard.
Some people don't, and they get what they want out of it. I know a guy who in high school, and now he like works full time at TD, 9 to 5 every day, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm happy," and I'm like, "Okay."
Well,
And he
yeah.
dropped out first year. He's like, "I
Yeah,
don't want to fucking
yeah.
go to school. Fuck
We just want
that."
consistency sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
For COVID this year, I started working at Walmart just because I'm like, like pick up whatever job you can. I was in the break room and I was listening, and one girl was like, "Oh, I can't believe I've already been here for 6 months." And these two other women were like, "Oh my goodness, I just woke up the other day and realized I was here for 25 years." And I'm like, I quit that month. Then I'm like, no way, no.
That can't be me. I can't
Then
live like
I
this.
realized that I had been
Yeah.
there
That's
for
my
almost a
biggest fear.
year, and I was like planning on being there for the summer.
That's my
And
biggest
it just,
fear.
It
Yeah.
happens
Sometimes
so
shock you,
fast.
though. Like I know that I've met people and they're like, they didn't want me to leave, so they were like, "Oh, we'll offer you this." But sometimes you went to school for a completely different thing, and you're like, "Man, I never actually got to experience working in a field that I went to school for those years." Because I got trapped in a position where I'm at.
And it becomes like such a common thing that like it's like, oh, no one has a job in a field that they went to school for, but it's like you went to school for the thing that originally interested you, and then you get distracted. Yeah, hopefully if it wasn't some other reason, but like you'd hope to go for
But you
something.
hope to be every day. I hope that we can all wake up and feel happy about where we're going and what we're doing for. Because work, that's an entire day thing. It's not like you're doing it for 2 hours. It's not like a small task. It's something you do every day of your life. You should enjoy it.
Yeah.
Something you wake up and go, oh fuck. Here I am.
And
think
not
people-
for something that's just like, I can be kind of satisfied with this. Is like, I'm genuinely happy. I wanted this. I would choose this.
Between satisfaction and happiness in what you do. Satisfaction is like, I'm making enough money. You know what? It's working out. Happiness is like, I'm waking up. I love my job. The money's okay, but I enjoy what I'm doing.
I'm scared because I feel like I might feel like that about retirement.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna be like,
Absolutely.
oh shit, like
you
I'm
won't.
not doing anything all
But
day.
listen-
I'm
No,
a
no, you
bum,
won't, you
I'm
won't,
sitting
you won't.
around.
I don't know. We're
I
so
think
young
we're so
right now,
young,
like, our
it's
perspective
whatever.
is so
Yeah.
like, it's so
My
just-
yeah. My shit is like grind, and
Yeah.
then retire.
Listen,
Like-
the past like 6 months for all of us between working full time and then school and then working full time again.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, when we have a break, it's nice, but there'll be a day where we're like, I have nothing. I have nothing to do today.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, eventually you'll be motivated to get back into applying, figuring something out, because I couldn't sit at home and do nothing all day. It's so hard for me to do
That's
that.
what I'm saying. So when you're older and you're
Yeah.
retired, you're 65 plus. You ain't
There's
doing
things to do.
shit.
No,
All
yeah,
there's
but-
nothing
No,
to
there's-
do.
You can't.
There's a lot to do.
No, even my dad. He's like 2-3 years away from retirement.
Yeah.
Okay. He's like, after COVID, he's like, I can't retire now because I have nothing. You can't just sit here and do nothing.
You have
Yeah.
to you have to find something that fulfills you. Like the reason why
Hobbies that you have for sure.
It's either
I know
hobbies
my
or more
mother,
work.
At first, she does to go on drives. She's really old, but she's like, she'll go walk around the track. She'll find a track. She'll walk around it. She'll drive out to some places. She'll go for lunch. She'll shop. But realistically, like, you need something, or she'll play tennis. She's still doing that because she's like, I need something.
there's big projects you can do. Like the reason why most people are like tired all the time is because they haven't like fulfilled, like they haven't tried their creative kind of expressed it enough. Like during the day, you haven't actually like worked hard. You haven't done anything for that day that fulfills you in any way. So when you're retired, you just kind of have to find something that you enjoy. Like my grandma retired a long time ago. She just like volunteers everywhere, like because that fulfills her. Like she works at a school.
Yeah.
She teaches kids. Probably the worst person to teach kids, but teaches kids. Yeah, like she works at this like Salvation Army. She like the food centers and shit. Like she does all that, and she just enjoys it. You know, because that fulfills her to give back to her community.
That's the
which
thing.
is
You
the
need
place
to
she
find that thing. Because if you don't, you're gonna go crazy.
But some
Right?
people
Yeah.
live their entire lives not, especially
Yeah.
with the older generation. They like lived to work. That's their entire
Those are the people that are just
life.
angry all the time, though. But like because they have
They
nothing.
don't know
that-
anything else. You know what I mean? And so it's just like, yeah, when you have nothing to do, and also it's very rare to find those like people who do retire to have the money to go travel and do those things because that's very fucking expensive.
You need to use that money to live.
To live, you have
after.
to live.
Yeah,
until
no.
you die.
Yeah.
The worst people are those old people who are just angry and tired all the time.
I
Like if
agree.
you take
I
a
agree.
nap
I
and you
feel
wake
for
up
them.
pissed off, it's
I
like
feel for
you
them.
are going in the wrong direction.
But
It's
that
perspective, though. I think like
that's
You
what the world.
understand that,
That's
like-
what the word brought.
I think it's like
I think Nick definitely deserves a mic.
no,
Absolutely.
I think a lot of it's like sometimes you guys are referring to like live to work, but like you can find elements of work that you can implement into your retirement.
Absolutely.
And then it's because you look at work as such a heinous thing that you forget that there's core parts about that work and that why you're good at it and the way you did it for so long that you can implement in retirement. I think people need to think that like there's like this revelation afterwards, but like some people travel like to go to different places and they consult and stuff like that for work. But that doesn't mean that after you retire you can't still do that just by yourself. There's like all those. It's just you got to find that transition points.
I'll be honest, that is right. But my grandmother, her job for her entire life was making boxes. She made boxes for like Skittles and Smarties, all those like, right?
Yeah.
She has a pension. It's fine. So she can live off of whatever she worked for. But how do you implement that?
She's good on her hands. She's good at crafting.
Good with her hands and what? And what?
Crafting. So it's that.
It's-
element.
it's-
She
it's-
transitioned into another skill point.
That's it.
I think that's just
But if she's not interested in something else, if she's not interested in, I don't know, putting together origami swans, right? What is she gonna do? And she's stuck in that position now. It's like she wakes up, watches the news, maybe does a little bit of gardening in the summer, but wintertime, it's news, weather. Young and the Reckless at 4:00.
Oh yeah.
Wheel of Fortune.
Oh,
Wheel
yeah.
of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune after that, and then make dinner, weather, news, go to bed.
But I feel like we can learn from that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not
I
gonna
agree.
Be like that. I know we're not gonna be like
We
that.
can all throughout our lives kind of realize that there will be a point where we're not going to be working for our job
Yep.
that we've been doing our entire life. And we can find something that when it's finished, we can go do. Like my grandpa, before he passed away, his whole life he worked in a radio station. And he was like the head engineer at a radio station his entire life. He retired 10 years after he should have. So he retired at 75 just because he loved working there. But they told him, they're like, Charlie, you can't work here past 75. What he found is throughout his life he would do these like tours of monuments in Colorado, and he would give them like to his family or like friends that came. But he would give them the tour because he loved studying history. And he loved looking at those places like in books or whatever. And so when his family would come, he would give them tours. So when he retired from the radio station, he went to these places and asked if they needed a tour guide for volunteer. And he said, can I be your volunteer to be your tour guide? So until he passed away for like 13 years, he was a tour guide. But I think we can learn from that. We can kind of do things where it's like, we can do things throughout our life. And then it's like, oh, this is what we'll do when we retire.
I think you also need to remember that just as a kid and work too, you're always learning. And then as soon as you retire, you feel like you lose that lap to learn. So you need to still learn as you retire.
Yeah.
And learn to develop yourself.
I think over the course of 45 years, right? If you get the full-time job now, it's hard to try to learn after 45 years.
No, it's just stubbornness and fear.
Yeah.
You can't be afraid that you're too old.
Exactly.
I think a lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm too old to do that."
No.
Like,
Not that you're
like,
too old. It's just that after you do the exact same thing day in, day out for 45 years.
That's not going to be our life, though. That's not going to be our life. What we're going to do now is you're going to have a career, maybe max 10 years. You're going to do something different. You're going to move to the next.
Yeah, a lot of
you're
people
gonna
are
move to the next,
switching
you're gonna move to the
around,
next, right? That's what's going to happen. We're not the generation that has a job for 50 years till we die. That's not it.
even when you're done, like even if it's 45 years and you're done and you go, I'm done with that. If you're too scared to be like, let's try something new, like you need to really sit down and talk with yourself.
We know that there's so much more out there now than our grandparents, even our parents, right? Like we know that we can do so much more than just work for the 45 years at the same place. It's like, you know what? We work one place 10 years, work another place 5, another place 5, and then you're like, you know what? I want to do this. And even if you're working until you're 65, 70, 80, it's like at least you have something to do.
Yeah.
Right? Because there becomes a point where it's like, yeah, you're retired, but what the fuck are you doing?
That's like being in prison, right?
Yeah,
like if you have
literally.
nothing to do, you're basically in prison. Like you have nothing that's fulfilling your
I don't think that's a
life.
scary thing though, like having nothing to do. Like I think you can enjoy yourself and just enjoy whatever it is you're
Just sitting,
doing.
watching the news.
But you
all
know, you're
day.
saying just why is that your like distinct like fear of like retirement?
That's how I see all old people. All old people, it's just you sit down, you watch the news, like you eat, go back to sleep. That's what it looks like.
I think that I don't think that's like that doesn't have to be your life where it's just like this idea of this is what's gonna happen when I'm old.
I think
like,
if
I
you
feel
don't
like
want
they
it to be
enjoy-
that way, you don't have to have it that way. Like if you want to just watch TV every day when you're retired, then yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to, especially now with like even old people, there's a guy who I watch, he's like 80 years old or whatever. He does vape reviews. I don't even vape. Like I don't hit Juuls or anything like that. And I watch his videos because
Just because it's just entertaining?
But yeah, but he
Yeah.
just figured that out. He's like, oh, like I'm gonna start making videos on YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I just like if you don't want to be that old grandparent who's just sitting watching TV all day,
Yeah.
there are so many things nowadays that you can
do and just pick up quickly.
because there's the internet and like the internet, you can create content or you can research things that you can go and do.
Yeah, you could learn a lot of shit on the internet too. Like you could learn a
Yeah.
whole language through the internet if you wanted to. Like I know we were talking about this earlier, and the best way to do it is go and immerse yourself in that like country.
In
or
the
whatever.
country, yeah.
But obviously, if you can't do it, if you don't have the money to go there, live there, stay for however long,
Yeah.
then you could learn anything on the internet.
Yeah, I think there's
I
just
think-
people are too focused on checklists and to-do lists and always having something to do.
Bucket lists kind
Yeah,
of things.
yeah,
or-
bucket lists are the biggest piece of shit. There's like, no, because it's just a bunch of stuff that you want to get rid of, and it's like once you get to the 5th or 4th thing, you forget about the first 2 things. Like, did it really even do anything for you? So it's like if you're just always concerned of just having something to do, that's just it completely defeats the purpose of what you're doing, because it doesn't matter what it is. Like if as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, if that's really what they like doing, because they work so hard in their life, is like waking up and just watching TV. It doesn't have to be this big ass checklist that anybody else can look at and be like, oh, you're doing quite well with your life.
Yeah.
Like, as long as you're just truly enjoying what you're doing and you feel good, you don't feel tired, you don't feel frustrated, agitated. Those feelings are because you're not challenging yourself and you're not fulfilling your mind.
I feel like my big baba is.
She is 80 years old, but she says, like, she tells me all the time, like, she's not one of those people that's not down to learn. Even like when she goes in situations where she doesn't really know what's going on, her one thing is like, enlighten me, tell me what I don't already know. It's never to offense. Like, she doesn't take anything too much to heart. Like, even like Josh will know this.
No, like, it was beautiful. She came to my graduation, right? Like the
The graduation.
the live graduation, right? The YouTube video. And she was there with all my family. Like, she's never met most of them before, like maybe my dad and my sister.
Yeah.
And she's there around all these Guyanese people. She's like, has no idea like who any of them are. And she starts hitting it off with my grandfather, and they're talking about music and talking about back in the day and all this stuff. And she's there learning and like immersing herself in our culture, which is like, at her age, I'm like, okay, you can definitely learn. You can teach an old dog new tricks, right? Like,
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I was like, okay, there's definitely more shit to do. Like, it doesn't just end here.
Because even at her age, she will say all the time, like, there's stuff, I learn something new every single day. Like, she has curly hair like me. When I started changing up my curl patterns and working on it a little bit more, because I used to have I did not know the way. Anyways, I changed it up, and she's like, oh my God, what are you doing? And she would write little, because she would forget, she has a little notepad she carries around with her, and she writes down the names of the instructions of people tell her and stuff, or like if she tries something new, she's like, oh, what's that called? Writes in her little notebook. So that way she can go back and be like, this is what I learned today. This is what I'm going to try to apply. And that's like, when I'm 80, I hope that I can be open in that way to be like, not like some people, exactly what you guys were saying, are so closed off, where you give them, not like you're trying to like change their mind or something, but you tell them like an opinion that you might have, and it might be differing from theirs, or like maybe trying to teach them something they might not already know, and they're so offended. They're like, you're being disrespectful to me. And it's like, no, I'm actually just trying to help you. Like, I'm trying to give you some information you didn't previously have.
I'm just trying to put you on. Okay?
Yeah, I'm trying to put you
quick.
on.
No, but seriously, like, my grandmother, she had a boyfriend. He was from Portugal. Yeah. So after my grandfather died, like, I'd say 5, 6, 7 years later, she has a boyfriend, right? Tony. He's a sick guy. Anyways, he died this year, a few months ago. But nonetheless, he's from Portugal, right? And my grandmother hasn't traveled in years, right? And he was like, I want to go back to Portugal, whatever. So he went, but he invited my grandmother, right? But she doesn't know anything about traveling. She doesn't know anything about, passports, whatever. And it's like, you give her an opportunity to do it, but they don't want to learn. They don't want to extend past what they're familiar with, right? And I think that's the
going outside of
generation.
that box that they've built for themselves for so
Exactly.
many years. It's terrifying, and
Yep.
because of that, they don't want to take that step outside. And
No.
it's so sad, because it's like the
there's so
things that
much
you
more.
could explore,
Yes.
even at an old age, you can still go and do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can go and take on it.
She's almost 70, right? But still young. She can still walk. That's all that
100%.
matters.
I
If you
don't
can walk,
think that's.
you can do it.
I don't even think that's a generation thing. I think that goes back to the work conversations. People
Yeah.
get too comfortable.
They do.
People get too comfortable at a
You know
job,
what?
so that's why they stay there for 10 years. People get too
Yeah.
comfortable with their yard.
Yeah.
It's like, why would I go anywhere else other than my house?
But you know what?
Literally everywhere else is shit. Nothing is better than your own house.
Grocery store, doctor's
Nothing- yeah.
appointments are an event.
Home.
There was
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
There's
They're an event.
there is nothing on this planet better than your own house.
No, I agree.
That is a fact.
I think with
the thing
COVID
is-
especially, people have been forced to be inside, where it's like, now I've built my life for months only leaving the house for those minimal necessary things, where now it's like, oh, now we're going to go outside. They don't know how to behave anymore. Like,
I think it's gonna be worse than old people. I think people are gonna be too scared to leave their house.
Same,
The
and
amount
it's
of panic
terrifying.
attacks and anxiety that's gonna go up is
the anxiety and the social dynamics that they're gonna enlist is gonna be crazy because we saw people, and I can honestly admit my conversational skills got worse because I talked to people on Zoom, but when I saw someone in person, I literally choked up a little bit and was saying random questions where I was like, my conversation starters that I used to have, I was like, they're gone.
It was
One of my
weird. Like,
it was
we saw our
awkward.
old boss that we worked with Drake, the menace to society. He was our old boss, and we saw him, and I was like, "Oh, that's our old boss!" Like, I was excited to see this guy because he's a sick dude. He pulled up, and he was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I was like, "Nothing is going on. Like, nothing. That question does not even work anymore.
Nothing's wrong.
Like, yeah,
and Josh is like, I kept giving him conversation starters to be
It's
like,
a judgmental question.
here, take over here, take over there. And I just kind of kept talking because I was like, oh no.
I was like a drowning fish. I was like, there's shit going on, but I don't know what to say.
He just
how to
kept
say
laughing.
it.
I thought it was cute because he kept laughing. I was like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. And he went, ah.
Just pure nervous.
Ah.
Just nervous. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
When I went to my work orientation, like, when was it? March, whenever the fuck it was, and all of us were there just like no, it's just a couple months ago. What am I talking about? Fuck. And like we all sat in silence. We literally sat in silence. No, because we're also like stuck at home, not talking to people. I was like, oh, how have you been? Oh, I have to pretend to care about your life? Like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
No,
I
but
forgot how to socialize.
no, literally. Okay, so the thing that I hate the most is the small talk, like the small talk
so
that has to do with
bad. It's
COVID.
so bad.
Like everyone
It's all
knows what is going on.
It's like,
why
what
do I
mask
have
are
to
you
pretend
wearing?
like, oh, really? Cases are still going up?
Yeah.
Or
I
the
didn't
weather.
know.
I've gotten into situations where it's literally like, wow, God, the weather was bad when you're talking about the weather, you've hit a low point.
last week. Wow.
Really? I know.
The best is though is that when you do start talking to someone and so they're like, oh, you're like, it's all bullshit, right?
Oh, plandemic.
They're gonna do
Plandemic.
Jeff, I see you. Yeah, and then it's like that. It gets interesting to me. I'm like, oh yeah, tell me more. Oh.
But you know what's
why-
particularly sad? The new generation of kids growing up are already attached to their phones at the hip.
Yep.
Their entire social dynamic is no longer the park. No. It's no longer meeting up with your friends outside to go on a biking adventure. It's seeing your friend on Discord and hopping on and
Fortnite.
playing a game.
What do you know about dirty dogs?
I can no longer hold a conversation if I'm in a department store because it's too overwhelming that I'm like my senses are stimulated and like I can't say on one topic that I'm like it's overstimulating to be in the world now.
My social battery is so depleted where if I go out for a couple I'm gonna tell you guys honestly, on this trip I've had to take little breaks. I love all of you guys, but you know what? I haven't been surrounded by people, and I've been like, I told Josh about this. I was like, Josh, what is going? I'm so like overstimulated, and he was like, it's because we have not used to seeing people.
Yeah, even just like understanding, like I was like, oh, moods of others.
Others' feelings? Huh?
This is very different.
Yeah.
Other people.
Yeah, no, I didn't really.
Well, this guy had a whole day to himself.
Yeah, well, we know
So.
what you did, so yeah.
He had
But-
his me time.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
for real. Like, once we were released from COVID in what was it? June. We're
more than 4 people
we're
at the winery.
we're still
so
here.
Nice not to worry about
Yeah,
it this week,
facts.
though. I'm
So
happy.
true.
Yeah, same.
But the first week, I hung out with a couple friends, and then I hung out the next day with a couple friends, and I'm like, I can't be bothered to hang out with anybody for the next 3 days.
Same.
Because it was just so much interaction with friends. The first 2 days, it was like, I just can't do it. I can't do another day of that. So 3 days
You have
later,
to have
then
breaks
I'm
in between.
like, yes.
Without breaks, I said this to Bessie, Josh, like we're together every single
Yeah.
day, so it's not the same. But like I see Anna once a week. I love Anna with my entire heart.
Yep.
But we have a one week like little time, and then I see other friends. I see India casually. Maybe one time I see people casually for a short period of time, and then after that, I'll literally be like, okay, back into my hole where I sit for a while.
I'm curious.
hermit
What do you
shell.
think happened like with couples through either who got together during the pandemic or were before and then went through the? Yeah, please. I think it's a very interesting conversation.
From someone who was in a over 2-year relationship, And we were with each other every day. And then to pandemic where we were in 2 separate households, we lasted a month and a half after COVID hit. Yeah. And it was done. Everything built up. I think it's also, too, I had time by myself to realize, hey, yo, don't treat me like that. That's not okay. And then I made the actions that I had to. Mm-hmm. So I'm actually kind of grateful for it. In a weird way.
It makes you realize.
Because I had time by myself again. Because
if
I
you
literally
can't,
was with this person every single day. And then I had literally... pandemic started March. We went home in end of March, right, from school. End of April, I was like, sorry, no, bye-bye. And I was like, oh, that's really weird.
I think in all couples, like, me and Josh been together for like 4.5 years, so it's a long time. But when we were in COVID, we spent every single day together. But I can honestly tell you, I think this is a good thing to say. When I didn't see Josh for an hour, I missed him and I missed his company. Yeah. And you know what? After thinking about that, I was like, you can only hope to be with someone in a couple environment where it's like, I can spend every day with someone and there's annoyances
and not
for sure.
Want to shoot myself in the head.
But then there's the thing I hear a lot. I have a couple friends too that got together in the pandemic, and then they're spending so much time with them, and now things are opening up.
That's what I'm curious about because
they're struggling. They're struggling because they're not with each other 24/7.
What do you mean?
So this is what I'm saying. So I know a lot of couples who got together during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Now that things are opening up and you're starting to see other people, like your friends, your family, whatever.
You're not.
How does that
spending just your
dynamic
time
work? Because
with
you're
just
not
one
with
person.
them 24/7.
Yeah.
Okay, so like my brother started dating this girl during COVID, and when everything kind of started to open up again back in like this year March, and we were able to go back to barbershops and all that stuff. He started not spending a lot of time with her because he was spending time with his friends and everything like that. They broke up in 3 weeks. Like 2-3 weeks they broke up. But it's because they were together every single day.
And it's a rhythm though. Like, especially with us, where it's like, it's given, when we're together though, it's not every second that we're sitting next to each other doing something together. We take me time while being in the same environment.
Yeah.
So I can be sewing in one room of the house, Josh can be playing a video game in the other room. We're in the same space. It takes time though. It is not 1 minute where you can feel comfortable with it. Yeah. Because in social environments, you have to learn to adjust and be like, I'm with this person, but I don't have to be right by his. You guys have seen it here. It's like we're together, but I don't have to be beside Josh every single second for me to feel connected.
Yeah. It has to be that way.
But it takes time though. It's not like because
because you don't. It's hard to read people. Like
no, for sure. Like even like the first year, we were probably like this, like, and everyone would be like, "Oh, okay, it's Josh," like attached at the hip. But like after that first year, we're like, okay, we realized that obviously that's not healthy, right? Because once we are separated, we're gonna be like, right? Like so.
Especially like knowing that, like I would like be like, oh, Josh wants to go hang out with the guys, man, and that's not something I should be feeling.
Yeah.
Josh still needs the guys. He won't forget about you, but he still needs the guys.
And that's like now on this trip, I am peaceful. Like we're not beside each other every second, but it's not like, oh, I wonder how he's feeling. I'm happy that Josh is getting guy time, I'm getting girl time, but we're in the same space and that we can do that.
Yeah, I don't even think it's a thing of guy and girl time. It's the same thing you're talking about, social battery.
Yeah.
You just need a break from anybody.
Yeah.
100%.
Literally anybody. That's why you probably sat in the bathroom for 45 minutes.
Hey, that's me time, okay?
Yeah,
that's me time.
no,
Wordscape, R&B, and a giant dookie. That's
just you
me time.
refocusing, collecting your thoughts.
Yeah.
And it'd be the same when you eventually marry someone and you live with them in the house, you're not going to be next to each other all day. You're going to go work and you're going to come back. You're going to have some nice time, but also you're going to want to have your own things. Like, and that's okay. That's okay.
Like sewing, I can't hop on that with. There's no way I can try to sew something. Video games, you get motion sickness and you're like, like I can't do this, right? So there's certain things where you can't do it together, right? And you have to be comfortable with that, or else you're gonna be like your brother and her girlfriend and his girlfriend.
Or even like if you go out with other friends and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
you're leaving me, you're choosing this person over me. We had struggles with that in the first 2 years of our relationship, to be like just jealousy, even just like choosing other people over time with like, hanging out with each other. But it's healthy to have friendships. It's healthy. Like it's necessary.
Wait, so did your brother go back to work, or was he just like going out doing his own thing, meeting up with the boys, getting his haircut? Like,
Well, yeah, I mean, like, so she would come over to our house, he would go over to her house, whatever. But it was like a constant thing. But I think it was more of an attention relationship than it was an actual genuine relationship, because you couldn't get attention from anybody else, at least like
at that time
in a relationship wise.
Yeah.
And then once you could start getting that attention from other people, whether it's you were going out, you were going
Any
to friends'
kind of
house,
attention,
it was
yeah.
like, I don't need you anymore.
Yeah.
So I feel like, obviously not every couple is like this, but I do think there are certain couples that got together because they felt
the
like
attention.
they weren't getting any attention during
Yeah.
COVID because everything was shut down. They got the solution. They found that.
And then things freed up, and they were like.
Then once things freed up again, they were like, I don't need your attention anymore. And like,
You should want to see your boyfriend or girlfriend,
And
like
genuinely like them
as a friend. They should honestly. That's your buddy first. That's your best friend first. The intimacy part, bomb.
But I think
like,
in the situation, in the context of how they got together and why they got together, it wasn't like we knew each other for years. It was like, oh hey, we are kind of similar. Let's hang out.
yeah,
Oh okay.
I don't think it's intentional either.
Yeah.
It's not like you get with someone with the sole purpose of getting their attention. Like,
Yeah.
you're getting with them.
but that's a point I never thought about. Is that people in COVID were lacking the intimacy to be with someone. Casual hookups were not a thing.
Yeah.
So you needed for COVID purposes. You needed one person.
Yeah.
Who you knew.
Yeah, and
See, but the thing is, now in my situation, I broke up at the very beginning of COVID, so I took that time of like alone time, homebody by myself very well. But then I didn't have that like hot girl summer, go be a hoe, like go meet people phase. Yeah. I didn't, and so now then that caused me to like miss that person, make bad decisions, things like that, right? And it was really fucked up. And now like things are opening up. I don't know how to talk to people. Yep. I have no idea how to talk to people
Wait, okay,
anymore.
real quick. What is that whole hot girl summer thing like?
It's
What
just
does that?
like-
What does that
it's
mean?
Like, fuck around. No, it's just like
All right.
It's like look sexy.
I think
fuck
girls
around,
want to feel
fuck
like they
men,
can
use
fuck
them for their money,
around
and
because
go
guys
home
fuck
happy.
around a lot of the
Yeah,
time. Let's be
yeah.
honest.
That's
Guys
what hot
can
girl summer is?
guys have a hot boy summer every summer, so girls kind of
Now it's
saw
our turn.
that.
We're gonna fuck you over. We're not gonna call you back.
What you know about City Boy Summer?
So hot girl summer
Yes.
is just
Yes.
and it's
Okay, no. I have a point though. I have a solid point. Tell me how the standard now is not calling back and ghosting.
Oh no, I hate it.
Where it's like,
But to be fair,
I've
I
never
also
seen,
take
like-
advantage.
I've never seen so
Is
many
that bad?
girls not happy in their life. Ever since Hot Girl Summer started, it's literally manipulation.
No, 'cause you know
to
what?
the point where they think they have power. And
City
it's just,
Boy Summer
literally,
high.
I've never
They
seen so
think-
many girls cry. Are you happy?
They think
when
they
you
have
do that,
power,
does that make you
Lucas?
happy? No, genuinely. When you like
No,
when
no,
you
what
just
it
fuck
is-
around.
no, what
Literally
it is,
every
it's
girl
just
I've ever met,
empowering women
it's just
to do whatever the
tears to the
fuck they
point.
want and makes
But
themselves
what does it
happy.
lead to? It's tears. It's just pain.
No, but
It's
you know
just
what?
Suffering.
Very specific though. No. For a lot of women, it's encouraging. I think it's a whole movement.
It's a
of
lie.
just,
It's
like no. It's like everybody's a
bullshit.
bikini
It's
bottom.
a lie.
Go
It's
get
what-
drunk, have fun with
You
your
think
friends.
those girls made
Go
that song,
let
the
the
fucking
man
City
buy you
Girls?
drinks for the night,
Men
and then
wrote
you don't
that
have
shit.
to fuck
There's
him.
no
You know
way
what I mean?
those girls. There's no way. There's no way you're happy after fucking soulless and
Do you know how
unbelievable.
happy I am when I can go get a man to buy me drinks and I don't have to fuck him? I can go home being like, fuck you, goodbye.
Where does that bring you? Like, are you like at the end of the night? Like, do you genuinely
Because
enjoy
I
your
have
time?
fun. It's a girls. It's a
No, I
hot
believe-
girl summer. You do your thing.
Well, that's the
have
fun.
your
Okay,
fun.
that's a very different part of Hot
It's
Girl
a
Summer that I
hall
was
pass
thinking
for
about.
manipulation.
No, you know what it is?
Because you boys have had a hall pass for manipulation.
I'm gonna
all
be honest.
summer.
I'm gonna
It's
be
true.
Summer now.
It's
No,
that is
I'm
true.
gonna be straight up with you. I've never met. That's literally none of my guy circle. I love when girls are like, "You guys are."
Would you
scum."
like
It's every
to go
guy.
to my
No, but
It's just a
I-
blanket statement.
I
Oh,
have
like,
to
that's
tune
on you
in
though.
here.
But that's on you though. That's on you.
No.
That's literally not my
Every girl
circle.
that I've had a conversation with has told me the new standard is ghosting and not
Oh,
texting
yeah.
back. So they
Ghosting,
don't
not
know.
texting back when they're
They
horny,
cannot
they'll fuck,
invest in
they'll
a
hit you up and that's it.
situation where they know that there will never be a
I think you guys
relationship.
are taking a lot of pain on the wrong guys here. All I'm saying
No,
is
no,
I've
that
been in a
Listen,
This isn't me though. This is other people coming to me as a female. They see me with they see me drop. They ask for advice. They're like, I'm talking to this guy.
Yeah.
He's acting like this. The amount of times I've heard of a guy ghosting a girl and he's fucking 3 other girls is crazy.
the amount of times I've heard a girl suck dick in the club and then cry after and be like, "It's a hot girl summer."
I haven't.
Did you have fun? Did you have fun? What are you doing? How's it a hot girl summer? How are you having fun? Have respect for yourself. You just got nut on in the bathroom and now you're going back thinking you're empowered? Have
Caleb in the
respect for
bathroom?
yourself.
They put the Caleb in the bathroom.
Enjoy yourself. How are you having fun? That is
Okay, to be fair, I haven't heard a
girls
lot
are
of those
disrespecting
stories.
each other. Have respect for your friends and tell them not to do that. Fucking enjoy your time.
To be
Go
fair,
to the club as a
listen.
group and fucking dance together and go home. Why are you getting
Listen,
face
Lucas,
fucked in the bathroom
Lucas.
and ditching your friends?
Lucas,
the
I
three
haven't
girls
heard
are
much
sitting
of
in the
those
back waiting
stories.
for their friend to get fucked. Like it's
I
the
haven't-
biggest
I
waste of
haven't heard
time.
much of those stories, and I
It's
don't
the
think that's
biggest
what
waste
that's
of time.
about.
Like it's do you enjoy yourself? Does that fulfill you on any spiritual level?
I will say this. The stories that I hear of girls complain about guys, I will agree with Lucas. My friend group does not do any of that.
Well, the thing is, let me tell you. Single India will tell you, okay? A lot of your friend group won't do that because, yeah, you guys are good guys. Even me coming on this trip, I felt very comfortable. I was like, Sid, I already have a really good vibe. I don't have to worry.
I'm not.
Okay?
When
But
I say, like,
It's
I'm
not
not
you. Listen,
no.
but you guys also are a very small percentage, and you have to remember, okay? When we go out, environments we go in, things like that, where maybe you guys, because you guys can go chill at home on a Friday night and watch the game, you guys aren't at these fucking clubs that we go to, and that we are exposed to these men. Right, and that's our pool, right?
But
That's
who's
our pool.
saying that's
We're
your
not-
pool? Who's saying go to the club? Don't go to the
listen,
club.
But how are you
I'm not
gonna
saying you
meet
have to go to the club.
someone?
I'm not saying
Okay.
you have to go to the club to meet a
I
man.
haven't been
I
single
don't
in
wanna
4.5
meet a man, my
years,
next
but
man at
I've
the
heard
club.
stories.
I just genuinely think that somehow it turned into like I understand where it's coming from. You're trying to give yourself power. You're trying to enjoy yourself. But
Trying
I think
to give ourselves power. Oh my god.
no, I mean like
Lucas.
you want to feel empowered. Like
I
I'm not
already
saying you.
feel
I'm not saying you don't
empowered.
have
We're just
power.
embracing it. We're just having
No,
fun.
I understand. You're giving yourself power. I think it's a facade where you think that you like this is thing, but really you're just playing the game still. Like you're just allowing yourself to be disrespected on a level.
To be fair,
I think
yes.
just exactly.
What?
I think you guys. I think what
No,
I
like,
think
listen,
the
listen.
thing you should be doing is just truly enjoying yourself, respecting yourself, and just having a good time. I don't think
And the thing
playing
is,
the
a lot
game.
of girls,
I don't
we
think
do
playing
that.
the game.
We do
yeah,
do that, but
I
we
don't-
have our moments. Listen, even from me, I have my moments, and then I have the story to
I
tell.
respect that because everybody
And
can
I want to
stumble.
trust you. I
Everybody
want
can
to
fall.
trust the nice guy.
I can
Okay,
respect that.
let me see that you're the nice guy. Let me see that you're the nice guy. Oh, and the moment I let you hit, you want to ghost me. But you were texting me before that. You were taking me out for drinks before that. You weren't even trying to kiss me before that. And then the moment I let you hit, ghost.
Okay, I
Because
can
what
respect.
am I supposed to do then?
What about if
I
that
can
happens
listen.
in reverse? Because that happened to me.
Yeah. eh?
Yo, wait,
Wait a minute. The moment she let you hit.
She let me hit. 3 days later, she's like,
Well, to be fair,
after
the girl-
7 months.
Wow.
It's important. Like
7 months.
there are things that happen.
September
But like
to
they're all
March.
based on your personal choice. Like you
Yes,
make the
to be
decision
fair, that's
to
true.
put yourself in
You needed
vulnerable
to cut
places.
that off.
I
You
sh-
needed to cut
I
it off.
should
That's what I was
have,
gonna
but
say.
You had to have more respect for yourself.
both ways, it was like,
That's
okay.
all. That was my whole thing. Just
But
have respect. For
you know what
yourself.
But then it's
But
an example.
this
This for
is
men
the-
and females.
this
not
is
just
COVID.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm just
This-
saying. I think the entire term of hot girl, hot boy is just
twist.
it's
Listen.
it's
You
people
still
just
need
trying to
respect
be on
for
top. It's
yourself.
people.
Lucas.
When I say trying to give yourself power, I mean you're trying to be on top. You're trying to win this game that there's no winner. It's just sad.
I agree.
rules.
I
It's
agree.
a game. Hot girl summer's not a game.
I think it is.
I think it is a game. I think
Bigger
people are
game.
trying to get
You're definitely
bodies.
playing a bigger
No,
game.
some girls take it as a game, and that's what.
That's
probably
what
you're
that's the
paying
girls I'm
attention
talking
to.
about. I'm not.
Can I
shitting on
say
you by
one
saying just
thing?
Trying to enjoy
Just-
yourself.
just-
if you're trying to enjoy yourself, enjoy
I
yourself.
think it's just enjoying.
Can I say this one-
Plans,
I think-
going out, having fun.
I think a lot of people are like counting bodies and be like, I'm crushing this summer.
I have not met women like
I just want to say
I met
one
so many-
thing.
Okay, yeah.
I over here.
Time out
over
in the corner.
here. In my personal experience, I feel like I've been wifed up for years. So all that I hear are other people's stories. Okay, no, I have been in a committed relationship since I was 17. I have no regrets. I don't think I'll ever have a regret. And every single situation that I'm in, I'm like, I have a man at home that would never do this shit to me, and I love with my entire heart. And when I meet other girls, you guys are unicorn boys.
Yeah.
You all have morals. You all treat women nicely. I love all of you.
Why can't we just like, okay, life has bad experiences.
Yes, Nick.
Life has bad experiences,
Yeah.
but we all understand we have to go through them.
we never look at it like, oh my God, because of this bad experience, I'm going to be fucking the next bad experience. Yeah. We just understand life is a roller coaster. There's ups and downs, and we embrace the downs so that when we get back on top, it's even more enjoyable. And that goes the same for people. Like, there's good people and there's bad people, and you have to embrace the bad people you meet because there will be good people that you meet, and those people become more enjoyable. Wow. So you can't look at it as a counter, as in because of this, it leads to this. It's just there is a bad person. It's over with. Now there's a good person.
But
because
here's
of that
the thing.
person, I
when
appreciate
it's so
that.
hard to find a good person and you try to find the good person. Listen, I've met a good person. I was with a decent person. And now I'm trying to find good people that, you know, that at least I'm attracted to. I'm interested in.
Unfortunately,
whatever.
that's life. There's
and why
just
the
a
fuck
lot
do
of
they
bad
keep
people.
fucking me over?
Because you found him at the club and not no
I
frills.
didn't. Elvis, you want to know me?
No
you wanna know
frills.
what happened?
I have to
Blah,
say a point
blahs.
to that.
All
I
hot.
did.
Guys,
All it is.
in today's society, where else
Go
are
to
you
the
going to find
library.
someone?
Go to the library.
Wait, no.
Find.
It's a joke.
Can
Obviously,
I tell you guys, as
obviously-
a guy, can I tell you what happened,
yeah.
honestly?
Okay.
I found a guy I was interested in. First of all, I have to be attracted to him too.
Okay.
Right? I have to be attracted to him too. I would like, you know, some stability, a little bit of confidence is nice. That kind of stuff, right? Met this guy. Cool. He took me out fucking 7 times. Dinners, drinks, whatever. And he wasn't expecting nothing. He was messaging me. Okay, cool. I'm like, maybe this is nice. Okay, this is cool. This is nice. Whatever. I let him hit. Ghost.
So maybe the sex wasn't good. Maybe it wasn't for him, right?
Excuse me?
Wait.
Josh.
No.
You want to know the truth?
I'm
You want to
saying-
know the truth?
yeah.
You want to know the truth? Oh, no. It was fucking good because he came back, and then I put the work of my life in and then ghosted him back because it was fucking shit.
Okay, I understand. That's a terrible story.
No,
Wait,
no.
let me just explain. I completely understand, and I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. But
No,
can I just say one
so,
thing?
It's so common.
It's terrible. I know that's
and
common.
Also, I'm in the situation
but
where
my-
I meet guys.
Yeah.
No, I meet guys, and I also don't want them to see me as just something to fuck.
Yes, and that's a terrible thing. But I'm not saying that's. But please let
But
me.
I don't wanna fuck
Please let
you.
me speak. Let me just. I'm not done.
I don't want to
One
fuck
second,
you.
please.
All I'm saying, that's a terrible story. I'm sorry you had to go through that. All I'm saying is Hot Girl Summer is literally that, but rubbing some dirt on it and being like, I'm good. You're not good.
No, but not all.
Learn how to wait. Just learn how to enjoy yourself. Take that pain and don't fucking just rub dirt on it, yo. Just enjoy yourself. Why are you flying? No, but you're just saying it's a hot girl summer, though.
No,
Let Anna speak.
That was India trying to get back out there. I got a weird experience, and now I'm like, fuck, I miss my ex. I don't know, I don't want to do this. Blah blah blah. And now I'm here now, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah, just learn to enjoy yourself. I think just saying. I appreciate that. I don't mean to come to you like directly. I'm just talking in generalizations. Yeah.
Anna has something to say.
Go for it.
I completely agree that the idea of hot girl summer or hot city boy, whatever, I don't know what that hashtag is. But I don't think that the picture of how something is supposed to be is ever going to be beneficial to anybody. That if you go in with the expectation of this is how this is going to go or this is how this is going to go, someone gets fucked over in the end and nobody has a good time. That if you go in thinking, I'm going to fuck as many people as I can, you're disrespecting other people. And if you're going in with the idea of I don't owe anything to anybody, yes, you do. If you're talking to somebody and you're giving them attention and whatever, you owe them the same respect to say, hey, that wasn't for me. Thank you so much. I love talking to you.
And I think it's
and on the wait. And on the
But you can't.
So
play
what
fire
I'm
with fire.
saying
You just
is
have to
if
take it and be like,
Just
I'm
be
not
the bigger
gonna be
person
that.
at the
I'm
end
not
of the
gonna
day,
be
yeah.
like that. You can't be like, I'm gonna do that to somebody else.
That's fair.
That's
not,
all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not saying after that, I'm like, for my example.
I don't think you
I'm
are.
not gonna do that to anybody
I don't
else.
think you will.
I'm
No,
saying
I
as
genuinely
a-
don't think you will.
I like the dude. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even
So why are you crying then?
I'm not.
She wasn't crying.
No, listen,
So why is this a story?
he didn't
Why is this a
know
thought in your head?
Because I'm gonna tell you something. He didn't know I wasn't interested.
So it's a pride thing. It's an ego
No.
thing.
This is what it was. This
Mike,
is what it was.
Mike,
Can I be
Mike.
honest? On my first time meeting up. After 6 months of being by myself, COVID, healing from the breakup, whatever, I'm like, I'm gonna get dressed up. I'm gonna go out with a man that I find attractive and interesting, and I'm gonna just have that experience. I realized after the first day, yeah, he's chill to hang out with. Maybe I'll fuck him. I don't know. But I don't like you like that. So then this is the thing. This is my first time single too, right? For a really long time. I was like, let's see where it goes. I'm like, I'll look pretty. It was more for myself, honestly, going out. I'm like, ooh, I look good, right? I was like, let's see where it goes. Taking me out. Yeah, it's chill. It's nice. It was nice to have a man buy me a drink again. Like, I'm going to be honest. It was nice. And then, yeah, I made him wait. Because, yeah, I do have that respect for myself. I'm like, no, you're going to fucking wait. I told him before we met up, I'm not going to fuck you. He's like, no, I'm not interested in that. I'm like, okay, guys will do anything.
That's the sad part.
They will take you out 10 fucking times.
Wait.
And then the moment
don't
they
you think?
fuck you,
wait,
no.
but just wait. What if he really did like you, and now you're telling me the first date you already knew you weren't about
He
it?
didn't really like me. You want to know why I knew that? Okay. Do you want to know why? And this is also why I do have respect for myself, and I'm pretty sure he knew that I was just kind of using him back. Girls would call his phone while we were out.
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe he has like.
Oh, he had things on the side.
Yeah, you guys
he had things on the side. A girl named Emily. Yeah, called your phone every day at 11.
I just think it's a little bit like
booty call. Yeah. So I also kind of used him back, and I'm gonna be honest. That feeling was a little empowering for me. It was. It was empowering for me.
I think that's a.
But I don't think that women are the only people at fault here.
No,
and I don't think men are the only people. I think that men and women are playing a game with each other.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes. And there are people that you play games with, and then there are those people you do play the games with, and then there's ones that you don't. He was the person you can play the game with. There's other nice guys I don't play the game with.
Everybody is an asshole, okay? Men and women, all right? What you did and the feeling that you got is a dark feeling that you shouldn't feed. That's all I'm saying Hot Girl Summer is. It's just a dark... You deserve to feel a little empowered. Exactly.
I don't think that's the power you should be looking for,
but did that make you feel good, though?
Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah!
But no, right now in this moment, are you happy with what happened without outcome?
Fuck yeah, I am. Because you know why? After I put in the work on my life, right? I ghosted his ass, and I felt so fucking good because I'm like, the way you're treating me, the moment I give you a little bit of your own medicine, you act up, you get all sad, and I don't even like you.
Yeah.
I'm like, bye, baby.
I don't want to speak for your feelings, but the way this conversation started was with a little bit of anger and kind of joust. I know it's a heated conversation. But it just sounded like there was a little bit of resentment to that whole thing.
Because I'm gonna be honest, with what I hear from my friends, the nice guy story isn't as common as the douchebag story. So yes,
of course, yeah.
With both, literally on both ends of the spectrum.
I think just because douchebags are more comfortable to walk up to people.
It's true. But where are you meeting people? Where in this day and age do you meet Tinder?
You don't have to meet anyone. Just enjoy hanging out with yourself until it comes to...
I'm not saying
you're not. No, I'm not saying you're not either. But the question of where do I meet somebody? Where do I find my knight in shining armor? It's bullshit. That's not going to happen.
No, it's not. It'll happen when it's ready to happen. That person will come into your life when it's ready to come.
Yeah, so going into like I don't want to be like, do you believe in vibes? But like going into a dinner, like knowing I don't like this guy, I don't give a shit. That gives up. Both of you are giving off the vibe like we don't care about each other, which is just a terrible place to be. And I'm not trying to say like if I was you, but if I was you, I would have left because it's pointless for me. The whole thing there is pointless.
Yours on yours and then mine on mine.
Of course, because it's like your first time back out. I understand. You're trying to get the confidence back and rolling. I completely understand what you meant. This whole started, I'm not trying to shit on you whatsoever. I'm just trying to say I think Hot Girl Summer is a bad, negative energy that is feeding and not giving people a sense of accomplishment or desire. When it comes to self-fulfillment and spirituality proclamation.
You know what it goes back to? It goes back to the fact that the standards now are so low.
You have to respect yourself first.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think there's women who take it as let me go fuck as many men as I can, and then there's women who are just it's the empowerment movement. I think that's all it is.
Oh, I respect that. Yeah.
Relationship to it, I think.
Yeah,
I think standards needs to rise.
Whatever makes you happy.
What made it okay that now ghosting and not responding is the way that you let someone know that you don't like them anymore?
That's a terrible thing.
It's a terrible thing.
Have respect.
Have respect or literally the guts to be like,
listen,
hey,
anybody that does that, I don't respect them whatsoever. It's a terrible... Bun those people. You have to at least have the respect to sit someone down and look them in the eyes and explain yourself for as long as it takes. Until I know they don't.
They don't have it.
Because someone doesn't give you that, you have to just have the respect for yourself that allows you to do that for someone else. So if someone if someone like that person didn't do that for you, right? Yeah. You have to have the respect for yourself to know how much that hurt you. I'm not trying to speak for, okay, but just say it did hurt you. Mm-hmm. You have to have the respect for yourself that you knew it hurt you, so you could never do that to anybody else.
That is fair.
That's all I'm saying.
And I do 100% agree with that. However, there are situations where it's not even a respect thing or I feel hurt or whatever, where it's just two people using each other for different ways. It's kind of a mutual
that's a terrible
understanding
thing.
about
It's a sad
that.
thing. It's a sad thing.
It's a sad thing, but it helped me.
Sometimes people aren't worth it. You're just
No,
like,
that's the thing.
You're right,
People
you're
don't
right.
even
Fuck
work
yeah.
that
You're
for
right.
me. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I've had those experiences where it's like, fuck, I gotta let this guy down, or I'm not interested anymore. I'm not a ghoster. I'm not. I will give you the. I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna explain myself.
And she did
That's
that.
how-
She did that.
I've done that countless times, and
She's called me and told me
because
about
I care
that.
about them.
That's admirable. That's
I
a
care
very good
about
thing.
them.
But they
But
can't take it
this is
easy.
the difference of the story. Those were nice people.
Yes.
Those weren't douchebags.
Uh-huh.
When I went out with the
That's a good
douchebag and
point.
I played his game,
that's a good
Fuck
point.
that guy.
he does not even deserve an
Yes.
explanation.
I agree.
Yes,
He doesn't deserve
I
that
think
shit.
I completely
I play your game and I
very
won.
very admirable of you for the first half. I just think we're thinking on different levels where you're more focused on that guy. I'm talking about you have to be kind of focused on yourself, where it's not about
A lot of
the
girls
good,
need to do that.
the
I do
good
agree.
or the bad person. It's the respect you need for yourself, where it doesn't matter.
It
That
doesn't just
person in
apply
front
to
of you-
girls, though. It applies to
everybody.
everybody.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
That is a
Guys, yeah, no.
non-gendered. It's an all gender.
Guys are the stories you're telling about guys where they just go in and they kind of just disrespect. It's like it's just a body. It's not even a person in front of them. That's a completely
We're not
terrible
saying
thing
girls don't
because
do the
it's a
same
pointless-
shit because
it's
girls
a see-through
do.
mirror.
Girls do the same shit.
Yeah, I'm not. Everybody's terrible. Let me focus. Let me switch to guys because I was just talking for 20 minutes about girls. Let me focus to guys. When they look at a girl and they don't see anybody and they just go, "This, I'm gonna fuck this girl." It doesn't matter how much time. That man went into that first date being like, "I'm gonna do whatever it takes to fuck you." Like 100%. He would have gone with 30 dates on you if you didn't fuck. Okay. He's looking through a see-through mirror where he's just completely his whole self-esteem is completely to the bottom of the pit where he has no respect for himself or for anybody involved. That's a sad thing. He should not be going on dates. He should not be going on dates until he can actually respect himself and just enjoy being around
That's
himself.
So funny, but you know what the thing is though, because I've been saying this, especially like since I've been single, where for example, a lot of very attractive men know they're very attractive, right? They know they're very attractive, but yet they're fucking around with females. So I'm like, babe, you just even deserve better. You're such a great guy. Why aren't you having standards for yourself?
Yeah, that's a sad
Why
thing.
don't you have standards for yourself?
It's a very
and they
common
don't.
thing.
I
Nobody
think
has
lots
respect
of people don't they think they're afraid of commitment. But honestly, commitment, like in my eyes, I've been committed a long time, knowing that at the end of the day, you have someone that loves you, respects you, and is there for you all the time. That's your best friend at heart. It's the greatest thing to
It is a
know.
beautiful
Ultimate
thing.
win. Yeah.
Is scarier than dating around.
It is
Commitment is so much scarier. Than
because you
I
don't
think-
know when it's gonna end.
I think it's just.
Or
I'm
if.
I'm not scared of commitment.
I think the idea of
I'm not.
you don't fuck around.
having it.
No, I don't.
It's so much more beneficial.
It's also my thing. I don't fuck around.
I think people are. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I think people are afraid to get to that point, and it doesn't fulfill them. I don't think you can look for peace within another person. You have to find that within yourself and kind of enjoy it with somebody else. A relationship shouldn't be the end all be all of I am happy. A relationship's supposed to be like, allow me to find myself
called
through you.
gravy. It's gravy.
The
You don't need
anger,
it with your meal,
the
but
anger
it
and the
makes things
toxicity
nice.
and the negativity that comes out through a relationship allows you to really just appreciate yourself and the other person
Cranberry sauce?
and kind of work
Even though I
through
don't
that
like
and
that.
become better as people. But you shouldn't go at the end of the night and be like, please tell me I'm beautiful. Please tell me you love me. You can't find, no matter what that person says. It's like when you know how you like everybody has a complex with their parents. You know, like at this point we're to an age where even if your parents told you they were proud of you, it literally wouldn't mean a thing, right? So you can't like what they're gonna say. Their words mean nothing. It just comes out and it's just dust on the pan. You have to find that within yourself. So when somebody tells you that, it actually means something because you know it to be true.
That's
Right?
true though. It's really
all it
funny.
is.
I have a funny story. I love Josh,
I
but
don't know if you want to say.
it's not very funny. But sometimes Josh would be like, "You're beautiful," and I love that he says it. He says sometimes it's in a way where it's just kind of like off the cuff, and I love that he says it to me. But we were in a McDonald's drive-thru, okay, and I was cashing out, and this girl looked at me dead in the eye and was like, "I have to tell you, you are so beautiful," and I was literally, it touched my heart so much, and he was like, "But Josh," I turned to him, and he goes, "What the fuck? Did you try to take my woman?" And I love him. I love that he loves me. I know how he feels about me. But when you hear it from somebody that you don't even know and they don't know you at all, and they say that and it feels so genuine, you're like, wow, that touched me. Like, and I felt like it was genuine. Because sometimes, it's disingenuine, but
she didn't have to say that.
she didn't have to say that.
Yeah.
I paid my $4 for my 2 junior chickens and I was going to go.
I got my juniors and a compliment. Yep.
You may never see her again, but she took the time to say that. And
Yeah, you have to
if
be
you
nice
never
to
see her
people
again,
like
you're
that.
gonna remember her.
Yeah, you have to
right?
give people
So,
compliments when you can.
Compliments from a
to
stranger.
that, it's like
I think because
you
it
know
breaks you
what?
out of the cycle of repetition, so it kind of just woke
Yeah,
you
because
up
those
a little
people you
bit.
depend them on, whether it is your significant other, your parents, or your
Mm-hmm.
friends, or whatever. It's so repetitive, and if there's even moments where I go to my friends, I'm like, if I actually look like shit, can you tell me? And they won't, and I'm like, fuck you.
No,
You know?
I'm not saying.
But a
and all
random
that's-
girl from No Frills being like, girl, I love your fit. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, but I don't want to rain
my
on it a little
God.
bit, but that's the exact same thing we are talking about before. It's like you can't look for other people to kind of give you that sense of feeling.
No,
where it's
and I
like,
love you,
but that's
babe. I love when you
hot girl
compliment.
No, let me kind of bring it back. Though a hot girl summer
I'm
is the
not
same
saying
thing.
I don't have self-confidence.
Where you're looking for another person to kind of give you that fulfillment. You can't just look for strangers like hoping that one day like somebody's gonna tell you.
No,
you're
but it's
great.
kind of
that's
nice.
100%.
It's nice.
I don't.
know,
That's
you have
why
to
I don't
find
get
that-
hookup culture.
No,
I
but it's
tried
the
it.
same
I
thing.
don't.
It's not
I
hookup.
don't get hookup
But now
culture.
it becomes.
It's
I'm looking for
temporary
no frills.
fulfillment.
I'm looking for no frill girl culture or Tim
But
Hortons
no.
girl culture.
India
Where
has
it's like I
never-
need strangers to tell me I'm
No,
beautiful. for me
India
to
has
feel
never been
something.
on Tinder.
No,
Either
I am
have
not
I.
a Tinder girl. I am not a I go out with multiple guys type of girl. I'm not. And then the first time I tried the hookup culture, that temporary attention that I needed, right? But I learned from it, right?
Yeah.
I needed at the moment that temporary
Yeah.
attention, that temporary, oh, I feel attractive from you specifically because that matters, right? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, no, of course I don't get it either. I've never understood
I'm over
that.
here
But
and people are like, oh, India, if you want an ego
Yeah.
boost, get Tinder. I'm like,
Yeah.
girl, I don't need an ego boost. My head
that's
is
what I mean.
big enough.
I didn't mean to bring it back to hookups, but like when I say ego boost, it's the same thing as the Tim Hortons girl,
No.
as the no frills girl. It's looking for
No, I
anybody
think
to
that's
give you.
different.
I think it's the same thing where you're just deeply desiring somebody else to give you a compliment.
I'm not. I'm not desiring for the girl at No Frills
No,
to
it's
give me a
hidden
compliment.
because when she gives you that compliment, it's like the greatest thing
no,
in
no,
your life. Because
no, no,
I do.
it's
It's the
not
same
the
thing for me.
greatest thing. But the thing is, it's nice to hear it for somebody else. Because when you have it, for example, the Sid and Josh situation, I'm sure you tell her she's beautiful every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, I was in a relationship where I was told you look beautiful every single day, even though when I looked like absolute shit, right?
Okay.
And so sometimes in those moments where it's a genuine like comment from someone else, and I've seen it to other people, I'm like, girl, your eyebrows look so good. How the fuck do you do them? And it's just so nice because it's not someone that like you expect it from all the time.
So okay, as an example, on New Year's, like this is way before I met Sid, I was at a party and this girl that I had never met, didn't know her, anything, she saw me and she was like, hey, blah blah blah. She started like talking me up and I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I went back and tried to hang out with my friends that I was with, and then she grabbed my hand and I was like shit faced, like I was dunzo at this point, and she's like, let's go upstairs, and she's walking me upstairs,
shit.
and I'm like, no, and I just sat down on the
Yeah.
stairs, and she was like, no, come on, and I'm like, okay, obviously it feels nice, right? It feels
Yeah.
nice to have someone be like, oh, I find you attractive, blah blah, I
Yeah.
give you this compliment, whatever it is, but I'm not looking for, I wasn't like, okay, I need this one night stand to do anything for me, right? Like I don't need it. I'm gonna just sit down on these stairs. Like I'm good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like I'm flattered, but I'm good. I'm blessed.
Josh has like feelings on hookup culture that he
Because I don't like the hookup culture. I'm gonna be honest, as a female, I think it's bullshit.
It's
Even
empty.
for males, I think it's bullshit to treat other people like that.
Yeah, I think it's a
I
self-esteem
think
issue.
it's
Yeah.
disgusting.
It's a lack. It's complete lack of self-esteem. I just think the
And,
longing.
and also a little bit of I don't want to say
Self-hatred.
self-respect.
It's
a little bit,
self-hatred.
too.
You're pushing your self-hatred onto other people.
When
It's
people say kill count and I say 1, they look at me like I'm crazy, but I'm proud of it.
It is what it is.
No, I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of silly. I know people do it for their different reasons for whatever too, but like just entering the single world where this is my problem too, where the single world where if you meet up with a guy, you need to tell him I'm not gonna fuck you on the first date.
You shouldn't have to.
But it
that's
feels-
the thing. I have to. I
yeah,
have
that's a
to.
sad thing. That's a sad thing.
I have to. I'm
It's a
not gonna
sad
fuck
thing.
you on the first date, and then some of them will be turned off by that because they just want to fuck you.
On that guy.
They just want to, and of course you do. That's what I'm saying. But that's
It's a way to weed people out.
so
It's a sad
much
thing
of-
that you have to
it's
do.
such
Yeah,
a
yeah.
filter. It's such a long process. I don't even know where
No,
to
it's
fucking
very
start.
sad. Yeah, exactly. It's completely sad because it's become a.
If we're talking about sex, I think if you're talking about a kill count being a number of bodies, if sex has only something to do with you, but you're doing it with another person, that's so sad. Sex is a two-person thing, and you're looking at somebody else, and you're only thinking about yourself. And an ego feeling and a soul feeling are different things, and an ego feeling feels good, but there's a huge difference between being pleased and being satisfied. being pleased that day with yourself and feeling like you can give yourself a pat on the back and waking up the next day and crying or just feeling kind of icky or feeling like you just need to watch YouTube or Netflix to zone out of yourself for that day, what a terrible feeling. Then just feel you are following something.
Being naked
is like feeling like you have to do something to like just have this image and whatever, that you can give yourself the pat on the back that you fulfilled this thing that you think you're supposed to, versus I feel completely myself and the choice that I made is my own, are very, very different feelings, because one is all consuming, that like you are completely in your body and in your mind and you know that the choice you made is yours, and the other is I feel satisfied that I think that someone else will support this and not completely your own.
I think
those suck. That sucks when you feed your ego. It lasts for however long, and it disrespects yourself and it disrespects whoever else you made a part of that.
I think
that was my entire point.
You
just said it's much softer. I like that. It's all it is it's the
everything
longing.
That you said was hitting the nail on the head. That it's just, it sucks to tell someone else that like what you feel you needed at that moment is not wrong, but it fed your ego and not your soul. And at the end of the day, you were sad.
I'm going to add on one little tidbit.
Respectful of yourself or other people. It was the wrong thing to do, even though it felt right.
Yeah, when
I feel
the moment you that's what I'm saying. The moment you stop longing for somebody else's kind of acceptance, you just have to focus on yourself and kind of love yourself and just appreciate everything that you're doing. And when you find it, you can give it up.
I don't think they have a problem loving themselves.
And a big.
I just want to add on one.
No, because I'll tell you why.
But I think
I'll tell you, it's the ego. The ego is not loving yourself.
No,
Let me tell you.
they don't love.
Okay,
It's
let me tell
not.
you.
No,
I've
I
met-
have one
I've
thing
met
to
guys-
add,
okay.
Sydney. Going off of what you said earlier, Lucas, where you were like, when girls get face fucked and then they're crying, because in the moment, it's like I hate to be big. In the moment, when you're naked in front of someone, when you're giving yourself in that kind of way, I feel like some people don't understand how personal it is in the moment because of society and because they're like, oh, I should be wanting to do this with this random person, this hookup. But really afterwards, they realize that I gave a part of myself to someone I didn't know. I felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And now you're in this situation where you're like, fuck, I made a wrong decision, because your body is your temple. Your body is being naked is so exposed.
That's
and
all. Wait, please. Just let me respond to that. But that's exactly what I was saying. I feel like maybe if I got too loud, that's probably what kind of defeated the whole thing. That's exactly what I'm saying. You have to respect yourself, because the girls that I'm talking about that in the bathroom, right? They come out like, woo, how great, like I'm doing it.
And then they realize.
You can't go along with societal norms thinking it's going to give you power. You have to find it within yourself. Literally, what do we say about diets? There's something for everyone. Like keto's not going to work for somebody. Fasting's not going to work for somebody. That might not work for somebody. Might work for somebody. But you can't look and follow other people. It's not a fucking conga line of happiness. It doesn't exist.
And on that on the same metaphor, if you're going after a craving versus a fad diet, is a huge difference for how it's going to work out for you. That a craving, you're actually satisfied, that's what you needed, and a fad diet, you're suffering because you think that somebody else told you to do that. That sucks.
There's so many societal norms.
So in the context of sex, it's like if you are looking at yourself through someone else's eyes on how they see me, that, oh, they think I'm sexy, great, that sucks. And if you're only paying attention to them and appreciating them, great. You're having an actual interaction. You're actually living your life because you're taking in your moment.
If you
You're
feel
not worried
comfortable.
about how someone else is taking in you.
But the thing is, I'll add on to that though, where it's like, for example, I am with you. I feel exactly how you feel, because maybe you and me are similar that way, where maybe sex means something more, right? There are people I have met where sex is not like that. You don't need that soul connection. Listen, I've been there. I am like that. I don't think I'm going to go fuck 50 guys now I'm single. I don't think that's who I am. Right? And maybe that's not for me. And I know you can relate on that. People can relate on that. It's more about self-respect, things like that. There are people, though, and I agree, there's maybe some dark shit behind it, a little insecurity, ego, whatever it is, that look at sex not like that. So, and then maybe it is a temporary ego boost for them, things like that. But when it comes to, you have to remember the dynamic of also sex in how our society treats it and how it is how it looks and performs, even to this day still, very male-dominated, right? It's very, very male-dominated. What I'm trying to say also is that, like, you have hookup culture now where it's very male-centered. It's still very, very male-centered.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Right? It's so male-centered. Guys will literally fuck you, don't give a fuck about how you feel, nothing, and they leave you. I don't give a fuck, now on to the next one, right?
But is the answer hot girl summer? Let's do the exact same
No,
thing.
we're taking away hot girl
I think we're kind of
Hot girl
going in
summer.
circles on this.
We're
I think
taking
we-
away hot girl
Yeah,
summer
wait.
right now. Just focus
Let
on
me
the
just-
India's
Hold on.
I'm not
Let me just.
talking about hot girl
Oh,
summer.
yeah, I appreciate that. No,
because
'cause
hot girl summer means something
You're
different to
completely
every
right,
woman.
because most of those dating apps are advertised towards men. Let me kind of
It's
just
all
Okay,
male-dominated.
I hate to do this. We've been talking about this topic for a very
Should we
long
move
time.
on?
I'll think one last statement
Okay, let
on
me
this.
just-
And then we can
let me
move
just
on. I want
kinda
to end
elevate
it because, okay, we've been doing this podcast for over 2 hours, which is,
Okay.
first of all, I just want to say you guys are fucking amazing. Like, this is unreal. This is the first live podcast we've ever done. This is the greatest shit I've ever been a part of in my fucking life. So this is fucking amazing. I will say one last thing on this topic because I know you guys are very heated and like emotionally into this, and I fucking love it. But I do want to end it on a lighter note, so we'll get like one last thing.
Okay, let me just.
Yeah.
Let me just. Okay. I think.
being almost nut on. and
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me
Let
hear
me just try
the-
to elevate it.
Okay.
Let me just try to elevate
How
it.
about we go around? One person says one final thing, and we go around saying our final thing.
Okay.
Wait, can
I
I just
love that idea.
Can I just elevate it one more time? Like just
Caleb,
real quick.
Caleb,
Just 'cause
Caleb,
I
Caleb.
want to address what you said. Like,
Caleb.
I completely agree with everything you said. It made sense, like the whole male-dominated thing. What I'm trying to come to is not about hot girl summer. It's about just kind of every single decision you make in this life. And obviously, I'm not this fucking spiritual guru. Like I have not perfected anything I'm talking about. I don't just look at sex in that light where I look at kind of everything I do with having to kind of respect myself so I can respect other people and give 100% to that person.
Yeah.
I don't half-ass anything I'm doing with somebody, right? So I'm just saying, like, it's all connected in one little circle where it's like you have to kind of just be happy before you try find happy. Like, allow it to kind of come to you. That's all I'm saying. Where it's just like, I just had one example with that, but to elevate it, just enjoy yourself and don't look into other people to give you that happiness, because you won't find it. It's a fucking slip and slide. It's a long slide of just bullshit. You won't find happiness in somebody else. That's all I'm saying.
I 100% agree, and all I add to that, because I do 100% agree, is I think females need to also encourage that onto other females.
Yes.
And males need to encourage that onto other males, because I completely 100%
Agreed.
Yeah.
agree.
100%.
And
Everybody has
it's
to be
going to
accountable,
take
yeah.
us as a community to help each other out.
Yeah, everybody should be accountable.
Exactly.
Connor, go ahead.
Yeah.
I have
Caleb.
one last final thing to add
so
after
we'll go
Connor.
Sid.
Sid, go, because I'm not being serious about this next one.
Okay, how about this? Does anybody have anything serious they want to say about this hookup culture? And before we move on, do you have anything to say?
Let's speak first.
Okay.
Okay,
Speak to the world.
I'm gonna speak to all y'all at home right now. Hi guys, I have to say something.
This is amazing.
I have to say something, okay? As a person who has been with the person very intimately, it is the best thing in the world because you can laugh, you can fucking cry. I have cried. And at the end of the day, but at the but at the end of the day, mental illness matters. At the end of the
100%.
day, at the end of the day, you know what? I know no matter what the fuck happens during sex, he's still gonna love me, and then after it's over. And that's all that matters. So find yourself someone that you feel close with. Find yourself someone you can feel good with.
100%, Sydney.
Okay, Connor, what do you have to say?
So, Caleb,
Yes.
you got peed on / cummed on.
What the fuck are we doing talking about this again? I thought I said this 2 fucking hours ago.
And how do you feel about it?
I felt
Was that hookup culture or what?
I was violated, embarrassed. I don't usually get embarrassed, but I was
Yup.
very embarrassed that one
Yup.
day, and I don't ever want it to happen again.
Have you talked to him since?
No, actually, I haven't. No. I've let that emotion.
Have
that
you ever
emotional
texted him?
baggage has been inside of my heart for the past 8 years.
And that was one of your best friends?
Wait, what happened?
No, you never let that go.
No, hey, whoa, no.
It was
No,
pee.
I
It was
got
pee.
pissed on.
It was pee.
You got peed on.
No, it's supposed to be
You know
It
what?
was supposed to be kicked.
Cum is more intimate.
Yeah.
Pee is less
No,
intimate.
that
Honestly-
because
honestly-
that's what we said.
Hold on.
No, I made the
Hold
choice.
on. How many times have you peed on her?
Wait a minute. This took a
How
weird
many
turn.
times?
Hold on.
What? Why did he stand up for that? Why did he stand
Wait,
up?
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Were you expecting an answer?
Stop! Wait. This is not where I wanted this podcast to go. This is. I wanted to talk about your favorite travel experience.
Wait.
Peeing on people as a sexual kink. This is not where I wanted it to go.
Let's be honest. Even if he knew, like, even if they had done it, would he have known the answer off the top of his head?
All I'm saying is, you peed on her 0 times. You guys have been together 4 years.
Step your game up.
Have you once? Hold on.
Wait.
Hold on.
You guys are vanilla.
Hold on.
Vanilla.
Have you once come on her? Multiple times. All I'm saying.
Okay.
All I'm saying is,
Every time.
you and your friend.
Both on my ass. You expect that?
Nut on the lightning.
Hold on.
I know. I wouldn't expect. You aim for the
I'm
lightning.
just
Oh, you gotta
saying,
aim for it.
Maybe you and your friend have gotten a little bit more intimate.
Cock it, lock it, and drop.
No.
That's
Drop
it.
it. Okay.
Pop, lock, and drop
Let's
the
just
lightning.
let's just end this for the rest of my life. Hold on. Okay.
On our fetishes.
Okay. I did not win that night. Regardless of which outcome came. Or not. Okay. Okay. But it was a life lesson. I will never play Call of Duty with a man sitting behind me at 12 o'clock at night in Ottawa, Ontario. Thank you very much. Okay, please can we go around the room and talk about a travel experience that you loved, that you thought was funny, and we can actually end this off. I just want to say though, actually, this has been really fun. So thank you for that. But any travel experience that you thought was fucking hilarious, like
I have one.
Okay.
I can start. So maybe in like the 10th grade, I went on a trip with my family to Universal Studios, and every white girl that I saw was getting fucking cornrows. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go get some.
It's a pattern. It was a pattern.
I got cornrows in my hair, right? And do you want to hear the irony of this all?
Yes.
I don't apply sunscreen normally on my scalp. I got the baddest sunscreen in between my little cornrows that went
Sunburn?
halfway across my head. I was peeling. And when I went to the Universal Studios, people would look at me and be like, not that I was wearing cornrows.
You're not from here.
Was that my hair was so red in between the rows that they were like, this poor girl. Sorry, that's my traveling. So I will never get cornrows again.
Very good life lesson. Thank you very
I
much.
have another life lesson. This one time I was coming back from New Zealand. I hadn't seen my parents for 8 months. I didn't know, just so everybody knows, if you have a connecting flight, sometimes you need to listen to those people on the airport, like on the airplane when you're offboarding and they're making all those announcements. You need to pick up your luggage and bring it to the next airline.
Do you get service? No, sorry.
You need to pick it up and bring it to the next luggage onboarding, because my parents picked me up from the airport. I had been looking for my luggage for an hour. I realized it was still in Houston, Texas, and I was in Ontario. Every single souvenir, every rock I had picked up from the beach, every shell and every shirt I had bought was in my suitcase. I was like, I have nothing to show. All my cameras are in there, all my film, whatever. I was in Houston. So they were so happy to see me. They hadn't seen me in 8 months. Great. I had extended my flights, and I was like, my suitcase isn't here. All of my souvenirs are gone. Please take me home. And they were very offended.
Oh my God.
But it had been a 24-hour flight, so
Did you ever get that suitcase?
I did.
Okay.
Oh,
At least you got the suitcase.
I
Oh,
called
yeah.
back every 2 hours, and they found it because I was annoying them.
Nice.
Brava.
Connor?
I go?
Yes,
Of
please.
Course, of course.
So I went to Cuba.
Yeah.
So
Are you Cuban?
yeah, he is actually.
Mexican, U.S. cigars.
Yeah.
Does anybody have a soup?
All right, listen.
Honestly, it doesn't have to be funny. I just wanted to end it off something different than what we were talking about before.
I
felt
went
like it
to
was,
Cuba.
I feel like it was a little dark.
It was my grad trip. Went to Cuba. We had a layover in Cuba. It was I would say another 30-minute flight from where we are in Veradero. Okay, so we land Center Island, right? We pull up, we walk down the steps onto the tarmac, and let me tell you, this airport is no bigger than this house. It is 3 rooms and a hallway. Okay.
Still bigger than the Pelee
Room number 1
Still bigger than Pelee Island Airport.
Pelee Island Airport. Room 1, bar, setting area, money exchange. Room number 2, customs baggage check. Room number 3, cigars. Okay. We pulled up and we're like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? We go through customs. We sit down in the waiting area and we're like, you know what? Fuck it. We're buying beers. All 4 of us, me and my boys, we're just like, you know what? Fuck it. We're buying beers. We bought some beers, whatever. We sat back down and we're like, fuck it. We bought some more beers. Bought some more beers. We were drunk before we got to the fucking resort.
Oh, nice.
We got back to the resort, all wearing sweatshirts. Because like on the fucking plane, it's cold as dick. We hop off the tarmac in Veradero. We're fucking sweating buckets. Not only have we been drinking beers, but we're wearing sweaters. We're wearing jeans. Let me tell you, we've never got more drunk that night after 2 shots. Because we were fucking tired. We were fucking sweating. We were fucking drunk as shit after 2 beers. And that's it.
What's the moral of the story?
The moral of the story is the tiny ass airports in Cuba, you don't want to be there.
Okay.
Because that shit's
Elvis, you want to go ahead?
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about the story of the time I went to the moon.
Elvis.
It was a good time, yeah. So it takes me back
High
about
as shit.
yeah, maybe 5-6 years back when I was in high school. You know, just grade 12, hanging out with the boys in the basement. You know, one of my friends is like, he has an edible him and his cousins made, so they don't know how much fucking weed is in it.
Yeah.
They say fuck it, we eat it. So that day, it was around Christmas time, and I had this little high school girlfriend, whatever. She worked at Bramley Mall.
Bradley, a BCC?
Yeah.
Bradley City
Yeah.
Not Bramelia City Center?
My bad.
So I wanted to be
Oh, that's
cute,
wrong.
you
I
know.
said it wrong.
I wanted to be cute, you know. Got her some earrings from Pandora. They're probably like $30, you know. But I was
Big
gonna go there
baller.
and surprise her on her
Oh.
fucking break, whatever, right? So, anyways, I eat the edible. Then I have no car, right? So I had to take the city bus. So I'm walking in the snow to the city bus. I'm starting to feel fucked. Like, this is the first time I ate an edible. I'm starting to feel fucked. I'm like sloppy, walking all over the place. I'm like, shit, why'd I do this? So then I get on the bus, and then he was ahead of schedule. So he was just waiting at the stop, like with the doors open.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in the middle. There's like a guy right beside me, sort of, like not that close, but he's there. So then the bus is just hot as shit. Like I'm wearing a sweater and a jacket. It's winter.
Yeah.
I'm sweating balls. Then all of a sudden, I just throw up in my mouth. It didn't come out. It didn't come out yet. But it was in my cheeks. My cheeks were puffy.
Yeah.
So then, like,
Swallowed it?
I'm looking straight when it happened. I'm looking straight when it happened. I look to my left. The guy was watching me the entire time. So I'm like, fuck. Like, he knows I vomited. Like, what am I gonna do? You know, I can't go outside. The bus driver's outside. So my dumb degenerate ass got up and went to the back of the bus. I threw up right on the floor. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I saw my vomit. I threw up again. I'm just like, fuck. I have to go see my then girlfriends. I'm like, shit. So finally, the bus driver comes on, but then more people come on the bus. Lovely young lady, I'm sure she's living a beautiful life, decides to come to the back of the bus and sit directly beside me.
Does she see your yak?
So let me get there. So bus driver,
Yeah.
it's bus driver, the random guy that saw me throw up in my mouth, this young lady, me, my vomit. I'm like, why'd she sit right beside me? She starts to talk to me. Like, oh, how you doing? Oh, you know, lovely day, love the snow, just random bullshit. I'm like, no, like I was
You
just
didn't
like,
smell your
didn't
vomit
smell it, nothing.
on this hot ass bus?
I didn't smell my breath.
Oh.
Rode the whole bus there, like
Yeah.
whatever else fine, and then I just went to like a coffee time or something like that.
Okay.
Some girl saw that I was a little messed up. She helped me out. Yeah, she gave me like mint, coffee,
Oh, nice.
everything. Yeah, and I felt better, and my
Wow.
then girlfriend never knew. So
That was your trip to
Wow,
the
she
north?
blessed you.
yeah,
Legend says that
Wait,
puke
hold
is still
on.
on that bus today.
Hold on. Can we talk about a bad edible story instead?
Yeah,
too?
yeah.
Can I
okay.
can I share my worst?
Yeah.
This one
Okay,
never
okay. I'm gonna share my worst edible story, and it's a big hit to the ego too. Okay.
Nice.
All right. I'm not gonna give too much.
You're
hold
good,
on.
you're good.
I'm not gonna give too much detail. Who I was with, why I was there. Don't worry about that. Just know, I went with some men. All right, in my first year of uni. Someone's birthday. I was the only girl there. Okay, I was stupid. Went up to the room, and because it was this guy's birthday, they were packing him a bowl in the bong, right? And this is when I was smoking a lot. I was like, I got good tolerance. I can smoke with the boys, blah, 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 right? And then as a good gentleman as he should be, he said, no, give it to her. And he didn't know that the other boy filled it for him, like packed it for him, right? I ripped that shit. And you know in your mind, you're like, I can't be a pussy right now. I got to rip it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I ripped the shit out of it. It was a fat-ass Keith bowl. And I ripped that shit. And I was like, okay. And they're like, I see you. I'm like, see? Okay, got it. I sat down. I lost my vision. I didn't know where I was. I was fucked. And I mean, like, immediately, like, I was fucked up. Like, done. And I said, and then I started getting paranoid because I'm like, I'm in a room of guys I don't know, and I'm fucked up. And so I looked over. I was like, you got to take me home. You got to take me home right now. Okay. So we start walking in the hall. I lose my vision. We get to the stairwell. I had to say, okay, sit. I got to sit down. You got to go sit over there because I don't want you to be around me right now. I sit down. I throw up right beside me twice where it starts dripping down the stairwell. Cherry on top. One cherry on top. One cherry on top. So then some people start walking up the stairwell because it's in a resident building. And because of how I dress sometimes in the winter and that I'm tall and I guess wear baggy clothes for it's not the first time. They're like, you boys all right? You gentlemen okay? I sat there and almost cried myself. I was like, fuck, yeah. So I literally yacked, and then I had to drag myself home, and I was called a man.
Fuck.
That was one of my worst times.
I can't say anything that
And the
gonna make it
moral
feel
of the
better.
story
You
is.
gentlemen
I know.
okay. You
Wow.
boys okay.
That's a nice way to top it out. This is cherry on top.
That was excellent.
And I'll be honest, I was with my
Yeah.
man at the time. We just started dating.
Oh
I
shit!
thought
that's
he was
not-
going to break up with me. First of all, people thought I was a man.
That's yeah.
Okay?
Well,
I
one.
yacked, and
Two.
I had to be taken home.
And 3.
Wow. It's good that you stayed though.
Yeah.
Respect.
That's a keep.
Respect
Oh,
for
yeah.
that. Respect for that.
That's a top.
Wait. Let me. I'll get.
Okay,
one.
so
Yeah.
okay.
This is probably the last time I hung out with my uncle, and probably the last time I will. Every time I hang out with my uncle, for some reason, we get really high with all his friends, and then we walk to the nearest McDonald's. One time, dude, I've gotten like way too high with him multiple times. But we went to Prince Edward County to play paintball. And he made all these brownies, and he gets really paranoid, so I don't know why he still gets high. But my cousin Wesley was there, and he's a cop, like a detective, and he's like, yo, Wesley's going to find out we're getting high. We have to eat all these brownies now. He had 2 big-ass containers of brownies, right? I'm just going along with it. Me and him devoured these brownies. And then we walked to the nearest McDonald's. It was at least an hour and a half walk. And we get there, and my uncle orders like 17 junior chickens. And then his boy Spencer comes. He's like, yo, what does everybody want? My uncle goes back and orders like 6 Big Macs, another 12 junior chickens. And he comes up, he's like, yo, Lucas, we got to eat all these junior chickens. And I'm like, what? How many did you order? And I've never seen 17 bags just being poured on a thing, bro. I had my 1 junior chicken. I had 1 junior chicken. That's all I could eat. I ran out, like, I was waiting in the line, literally. You know how you wait in the line, like, numbers are called up on the front? I fell asleep in line like this. Like, I'm waiting in line like this. I swear to God, I fell asleep like this, right? People are going, all I hear is, I swear, I'm not even joking. I don't want to sound like one of those dudes who entered the Matrix, but I saw this black figure leave my body and fall over, achieve nirvana, and fucking, I heard 517, and I went like this. I grabbed my junior chicken. I ate it. I went outside. I've never thrown up so much. It was the size of a child. Like, that's how much profuse, like, fucking, like exorcism, right? So I'm I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, yo, I ruined this night. Like, I'm hanging out with my uncle's friends. This is the first time. I'm hanging out with my uncle's friends. Like, I ruined this night. I'm fucked, yo. My uncle comes out. He's like, Lucas, we gotta get the fuck out of here. I was like, yeah, I know. I'm like, I'm sorry I threw up. Like, I didn't mean to ruin. He's like, nah, dude, I threw up. This guy told me, yo, this is a 30-year-old man with a child. He looks me dead in the face. He's like, I threw up in all the urinals. I said, you threw up in the urinal? He said, every single one. I don't know. Some men's bathrooms have 3 urinals. This McDonald's had 6 urinals. This man literally went. I swear, I went back in there because again, literally, this is why I looked at Nick. There's something about me. There's something about me when somebody tells me some crazy shit, I just have to see it. That's why I wanted to look at Nick's shit. I don't know what it is about me. I had to see Nick's shit. My uncle told me he threw up in every single urinal. I had to look. I walk in. I've never seen more throw up when I threw up. I've never seen more throw up walking in 6 urinals filled with throw up. Their entire parking lot, throw up. Their entire urinals, throw up. This is a small town, Prince Edward County. Literally, it's 2 stools. They don't have a table. It's 2 stools and this table. We fucked this place up. We literally pillaged their McDonald's. And that was the last time I hung out with my uncle and his friends. That was the exact last time. Literally, I looked at him. We walked back to the tent. I was like, Sean, I told him. I said, Sean, I love you, but I can't hang out with you anymore. I was like, you have a son now. You need to go take care of him. It was a moment. It was literally a moment. I achieved nirvana and then literally, yeah. Yeah.
Fuck.
He ate 75 junior chickens. It was incredible.
Oh my god.
Oh fuck.
That's fun. Does anyone else have a story?
We do. I don't know if I want to top that. I can't top that. I cannot top 6 urinals. No, I cannot. But I can tell you my story. Me and Josh went to Travis Scott Astroworld, and we got tickets to the floor, and I'm prepared. Like, I've heard before, they're like, when you're in the mosh pit, you're going hard. Stay up. So I'm going into it. Me and Josh are waiting in line, and we had edibles in our backpack. And Josh was like, "Come on, let's just try it. Let's pop it." I was like, "Okay." So we take one. We're not feeling anything. We're fine. And then we get into the mosh pit, and as like Gunna's opening up, we are pushing our way to that front. Like, we are trying our best. We're like, you know what? Fuck. Everybody pay the same price. We want to be at the front. I want to be at the front. I want to see this man sweat on his face. So I'm pushing my way, and Josh along the way whispers in my ear. He goes, "Babe, you're a girl. You can make it. I have to stay back." And I'm like, I'm fucking Josh. I'm making it there. I'm holding on to the fence before Travis gets on stage. These 2 brown guys. This is my hand. They're on either side trying to get rid of my hand. I'm like, fuck you. I'm coming into the front. I'm coming here. As Travis goes on, I'm literally having time of my life taking a video, and then he invites a crowd surfer onto the stage. And this crowd surfer comes right in front of where I'm standing and decides to jump. And it kicked the fuck in because I'm standing there like this. And the crowd surfer, when the crowd surfers normally go like this man was looking like Jackie Chan, karate chopped his foot up into the air. Guess where his foot landed? My face. Oh, fuck. He hit me in the face with his foot. I flew back, and literally I accepted death. I was like, I will literally die. I will die here. I saw him. It's whatever. But then the guy behind us was like,
light-skinned Jesus.
Light-skinned Jesus. He picked me up, and he literally was like, "Do you want me to find your man?" I was like, "Yeah." And I'm looking through the crowd, and I see Josh's little head bobbing up. He's like, "Babe, babe." I'm like, please. I didn't realize how messed up I was when I got into that washroom, and I was like, I must be fucking high, because I looked at myself in the mirror. I didn't know I was crying. I was so high. Tears are streaming down my eyes. My mascara has run down my cheek. I was wearing 2 earrings. One of my earrings was gone, and the other one was in my ear hole like that. And I was like, fuck, I look like a hot mess. Do you know what the girl in the washroom said to me? She comes out smoking a blunt. She goes, "Girl, I've been there." I was like, and I said, you got kicked in the face before? She goes, numerous times. I was like, what the fuck? And she's like, yeah, I get kicked in the face all the time at these And she's like, come with me. And I'm like, girl, we're bonding. But my boyfriend's waiting for me outside. She brought me into VIP and she's like, we're going to go smoke the rest of my blunt on the floor. And I literally was like, fuck, Josh is waiting for me. I cannot go smoke the rest of the blunt on the floor. So as she was going to buy a drink, I ran. And I'm booking it through the women's washroom back to Josh. And as I'm coming up to Josh, I'm like, oh my God, boy, do I have a fucking story to tell this man. And as I get to him and I'm like looking like, you know, how I was looking, he goes, babe, I just saw Sean fucking Mendes. And I'm like, I almost just got pulled in to smoke a blunt with this random girl in the washroom. And we went, but you know what? Great concert, but I will never do an edible and go into a mosh pit ever again in my life.
That's a great moral for a story.
Yeah.
That's like really good.
An excellent way.
That's amazing. Anybody else?
I got one. But you have one too, yeah?
I have one with Sydney.
Oh, yeah? Go for it. Okay. So this was grade 11. This is before I met you. We were at a birthday party for this girl named Sabrina. And I was like really good friends with Sabrina's cousin, Kenny. And we go to this party. It's Sabrina. We go to yeah. We go to this party and my boy Kenny is like, yeah, I brought edibles, bro. Like I got cookies. And I was like, oh, sick. Let's eat some. We'll go down, we'll party, whatever. Sabrina says, my parents aren't getting back till like 1, 2. They're at their friend's house. It's going to be blessed. Well, as soon as you hear that, it's never going to be blessed. Like it will never be blessed. We eat the edible. We eat the one like little square. It's divvied up into 4 little squares, right? We eat one square. We're not feeling anything. Okay, fuck it. Let's take one more. Another hour passes.
That's always the mistake. You don't feel it, and then you're like, I'm going to take another one.
That's the biggest mistake you can make with an edible. You don't feel it. Okay, an hour later, we take another quarter. An hour later, we take the last quarter of this edible, and we're like, okay, this shit is not going to hit. Like, you definitely got scammed. Like, your boy scammed you. We go downstairs. Her mom gets back. Her dad is there. We're like, oh, sick. Hey, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. Like, we go to stick the cake. As soon as we're done sticking the cake, her mom goes... Mom stands up and says, oh, I haven't met this one before. Sabrina, who is this? Oh, that's Josh. He's Kenny's friend. Hi, nice to meet you. No word of a lie. I grab her hand and shake it like this. Hi. I fondled her elbow until she was pushing me away. She was like, get this man off of me. Who the fuck is this? No one's ever grabbed her elbow. Her elbow has not been touched in years.
Her weenus, dog. You're fucking her weenus.
Felt up her weenus.
He created a new sexual
I
harassment.
scared the shit out of this woman. That's exactly when the edible hit, and I went, fuck.
Oh, shit.
So I never got invited back to the birthday party, but fuck it. Who gives a shit?
Sabrina.
Sorry, Sabrina.
That's funny.
It's going to be blessed.
I do actually, but I want to say it last so that I can actually end it because I feel like we're going to keep going in circles and like I don't want to keep you up till 2 o'clock in the morning. So
Just on the subject of weenuses, before I tell our edible story, I have one friend, Sophie, that I see once a year, and when she hugs me for the first time, she feels my elbows to see if I need lotion that day. And I'm like, thank you, Sophie.
just a prep.
That's all. It's just funny. She's just one of those chicks.
Dragon scales. There you go.
Professional, ask him.
Oh, yeah. Vaseline? Another
Well,
tub of
yeah, your
Vaseline?
sister put me on the shea butter.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, let me come here. Oh, God.
So Sydney and I just have a really good edible story. I had a really good time, but we, our whole music program went to this opera at the downtown Toronto, and it was so funny. It was the first time Sydney and I had ever talked, and we're like, let's take all these edibles on the bus. So we packed all these like mini cereal boxes, and we're just like, we're on the bus, we're like pulling people's hair, like just trying to have a good time. And we're like, I'm not feeling it, and get off the bus. And we're like, oh. Wait. Let's take this in sequence.
Let's take this in sequence.
So, here's what happened. We get off a yellow school bus and pull up to the Four Seasons Center downtown. Okay, it's this bougie ass center, and there's this one man who greets us who looks like his name's maybe like a Nigel or something. Picture like
Nigel.
Okay.
That's what Nigel looks like.
I want you to everybody just close their eyes and picture this. A 5'3" man with a 40-year-old face and a 70-year-old haircut pulls 70 kids. Pulls 70 kids off of a bus. Everybody in that bus had taken edibles separately without knowing that everybody else had taken edibles.
Wow.
So everybody is high as fuck, trying not to let other people know that they're high. So we start doing, it's an opera, so they start taking us through different exercises. The first thing they take us through is these drama exercises. We are not drama kids, and our one teacher, Mr. Moon, knew. He was looking at everybody, and he knew that this was a joke to everybody, and that everybody was off their ass. So we start playing this game that's like lead with different body parts. It was like lead with your forehead, and he charges Sydney and I, like direct eye contact, like pulls us down into the thing. I'm just making fun of everything all night. Very, very funny.
Hilarious. No, there was one drama exercise where they're like, pretend to be an animal. And me and Anna, high off our ass, are pretending to be dogs and cats. And everyone around us is like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
They took the challenge. Like, they were really pretending to
We
be.
are like, we're like pawing at each other. We're like rouging and like doing stuff. And people are like, what the fuck? And
This is the best improv I've ever seen.
And then
no, it gets so funny. Like,
then he starts going. He brings us to the next like section of the room, and we're like, he's got some music thing. He's trying to get us to like follow it and feel it and stuff. And we're like, why is this man selling me this speaker? And it was so funny. All this stuff. We get to the restaurant that we're supposed to eat at before the opera. Okay, Sydney steals someone else's meal because she's like, I don't want a salad anymore. I want the burger. So we steal someone else's meal. We get to the opera and we're like, and we find 2 seats that have 2 empty seats beside us. We go to sleep through the whole opera, which was the point of the field trip. And Mr. Peterson's looking at us like, just so mad.
imagine you look back and 2 girls are lying down across 4 opera chairs.
Lying down in the opera, we take one Polaroid of the back of a whole bunch of people's heads because we're at the like nosebleeds of the opera because it's a field trip. We sleep through the whole opera, don't remember one thing.
People are looking back at us and they're like, why are you lying down across 5 chairs? And we are literally passed out.
We were asleep. We fell asleep at the restaurant until our food came, and then fell asleep at the opera. And then we drove home together going 30 kilometers an hour all the way to Bolton. It was like an hour and a half drive before we got there. And who's behind us? But someone else who's a music kid, high off their ass, who's also driving back to Bolton.
I kid you not, I've never felt more at peace in my life than you're hearing classical music. Anna's literally like, just rest your legs out on the 3 chairs. And I like looked at her, I was like, that's the most brilliant fucking idea anyone's ever said to me. So we're literally like
2 girls, 5 chairs.
And then when the lights came on though, I'm kidding you not, everybody's looking back at us and they're like, what the fuck? Like, these girls are past.
Like, we're being so disrespectful.
They're like, this was an opera. Like, our teachers were like, this was a fucking opera? And you 2 were high off your ass?
But it wasn't in English, was it?
It was Italian.
It was Italian. No, it wasn't. It was Louis Royale, so it was French opera.
Oh, wow. You remember that part?
Yeah. Croissant.
Oh, that's jokes. Okay,
And
so
that was the only time we were at the
I'll
opera.
tell my story. So the first time I ever got high was off an edible, and this is great. Yeah, I know. So this is grade 12. We had a leadership camp. We're great leaders here, clearly. So we go to grade 12. Grade 12. Yeah. So okay. So grade 12, we go to this camp, and they have these bunks. So we're all in these bunks, and they separated us. Like, there were 5 different bunks, so we're all separated. There's like 6 guys in my bunk, and one of this guy named Troy, he's like the dealer of the school. So he brought these double-packed brownies. So I have never been high before, right? I have no idea what it feels like, nothing. So I'm like, yo, just give me like a half of one. Like, I think like that'll be good for me. So I eat the half, and these are double packed. So it's essentially like you ate an entire brownie to yourself. So I've never been high. I'm taking this for the first time. I'm eating this. I don't know what it was, but as soon as I started getting high, two people in the room's voice just sounded the absolute funniest to me. They would just be having regular ass conversations, and I would be pissing myself laughing. Now, the thing with me is that when I laugh, when I'm high, I have a very distinct laugh. My laugh is a very high-pitched, like, squirrel laugh. It's very distinct.
Can you mimic any part?
So I'll get there. Okay. So we get. So it's like 2:00 in the morning. I'm fucked. I'm laying in my bunk bed. Like, I think I'm on an airplane flying through the sky at 500 kilometers an hour. I'm just like, literally. I'm like, where am I going? I'm just like, I felt like laser beams were going across. And then in the back of, like, I hear it in the one corner of the room. I hear Troy talking. He's telling a story about how his uncle got stabbed and almost died. Okay, but remember, he's the guy who his voice to me is fucking hilarious. So he's telling a deep-hearted conversation about how his uncle almost died. And he goes, yeah, bro, he had the knife and he stabbed him right in the heart and he almost died. And the ambulance came and all you hear in the background is, Teep! I'm fucking laughing and I can't stop it. He's like, yeah, dude, he was bleeding. It was so sad. I'm, Teep! For 5 minutes, I'm doing this exact same laugh. And then he's like, yo, Caleb, are you good? I was like, yeah, bro, I'm really good. And he's like, okay, like, are you like high as fuck right now? And I'm like, dude, I'm very high as fuck right now. Oh, what happened? Anyway, moral of the story is, if you've never been high before, don't go to a place where a guy's gonna tell a heartfelt story about how his uncle almost died, and then you sit in the fucking bunk laughing your ass off. Just like, oh, great story, man. The next morning, he came up to me and he was like, hey, man, I just want to let you know you would like laugh and get my uncle almost died. I was like, I felt so bad. I also like barely remembered it, but yeah, I don't smoke much anymore for that exact reason. People just make fun of my laugh. So anyway.
No, me and Josh used to smoke for going to the movie theater, and one time I wanted to see Winnie the Pooh, and I convinced Josh for 2.5 hours. And then I fucking fell asleep 10 minutes into the movie. And when I woke up at the end, Josh was like, how did you like Winnie the Pooh? I was like, wow, such a great movie, babe. So happy. He's like, shut up. You were asleep the entire film.
I watched Winnie the Pooh by myself. Yes, that's what she's trying to tell all of you.
Let's not, like, Winnie the Pooh was a good movie. And that was the cutest little voice in that bear. It was like, oh,
where's my honey? Oh, it's gone again.
It's just so cute.
That's the entire plot.
Yeah, you went to a date by yourself. You took yourself.
Yeah, I took myself out.
But that Winnie the Pooh was an enriching character.
You know what? City Boy Summit.
When you're with someone else who's high, and like there's that mutual understanding of, I know we're not saying anything right now, but I really appreciate you. You know what I mean? Where it's like you're just standing there in silence. You're like, literally. Yeah, there's a moment of like, should I say something? But then you're like, no. I tried, but it's not coming out. So we're just gonna sit here in silence for 2 hours.
The truest thing I ever heard was like normal attention span is when you see a plane going by and you see how long that like cloud stream is, and when you're high, it's like that jet stream that's like it's disappearing as soon as it's happening. I can't keep track. I'm sorry, I don't have anything to say. Great. Yeah. That's all.
All right. Well, hey, this has been this is the first live episode we've ever done. I would say this is a success. So who knows? We might do. Well, we're recording it live. Okay. When I mean live, I mean like in person. Like we always record it over a computer. Yeah, separate houses. Like we're in person live. I'm gonna edit the fuck out of this. Yeah. So
you know what? Tune into Fresh Connerie because it always makes me laugh, and I really support you guys. And I think you're gonna do great things.
Fantastic podcast. Follow him TikTok. Follow him Instagram. Amazing.
Excellent.
Amazing.
But yeah, guys, subscribe to any social media you find us on. I think it's probably TikTok or Instagram. And we'll see you guys soon with the next podcast. Thank you very much. Peace out. Woo!